Merhaba, sesim geliyor mu? Yayına başlamadan önce bir kontrollerimizi yapalım. Çünkü e, yeni bir mikrofon aldım. Yayın ayarlarımın hepsi gitmişti. Onları yapmakla uğraştım. Bayağı zorlu bir yayın ayarıydı. Bir de yayın saati gelsin diye saatlerce bekledim. Çok uzun zaman olmuş. Benim bilgisayarıma virüs bulaşmıştı. Ben format atmıştım. O zamandan beri hiç yayın yapmamışım. Hiç yayın ayarlarını da yapmamışım. Bayağı zaman geçmiş. Saat 10'da yayın başlayacak. Bir 10 dakikamız var. Biraz sohbet muhabbet edelim dedim. Nasılsınız? İyi misiniz? Neler yapıyorsunuz? Biraz özleştik gibi oldu. Evet. Her gün koşu bandındayım. O koşu bandını aldım. 10 kere falan olmuştur herhalde çıkalı ama spor yaptım. 34 aydır mı? Oha ya. Ay dur alarmları çalıştıralım. 34 ay ne demek? Ben ilk üyeliğini açmıştım kanalın. Elif o zaman iyi olmuştu. Selam Moka, hoş geldin. Kıskananlar çatlasın be Ilgaz. Yemedi, içmedi. Zaten Elif'in Twitch kanalıma da yararı çok büyük. Twitch'te yayın açarken o Prime aboneliğini yeniledi. Bir gün böyle tam böyle bilgisayarıma virüs bulaştığı zaman bana Twitch'ten mail geldi. Ödeme yapmış Twitch bana. Ben zannediyorum ki ben Twitch'e ödeme yaptım, kartlarım falan girili ya. Aha diyorum, hesabımı çaldılar, millete paralar gitti, dolandırıldım, kredi kartına millete bit atıyorlar falan diyorum böyle. Hiç mail çünkü İngilizce o an hiç okuyamıyorum. Payout diyor kendi kafasına göre. Çok şey olmuştu. Çok korkmuştum. Ama çok şükür sonra gittim. Sonra gittim o parayı mont aldım. Çünkü maşallah montlar uçmuştu. Elif bana mont aldı. Tüh ya, keşke söyleseydin, alarmları kapatmışım. Alarmlar açık olurken görseydik 34. ayını. Yazık oldu. Sizler neler yapıyorsunuz? Nasıl gidiyor hayat? İyi misiniz? Üniversiteye hazırlanan arkadaşlar. Ilgaz mesela. Çalışıyor musun Ilgaz'cığım? Ablasının minik kuzusu. Elif'e, ay ikiniz de elendiniz. Ben sizi eliyorum şu an, kardeşimin rakiplerini. İşin şakası tabii de. Ay yeni paket güzel olacağı benziyor. Bir 5 dakikamız kaldı. Merak ediyorum. Ama şöyle oluyor. Lise paketinde de ben çok merak ediyordum. Sonra hayal kırıklığı çıkmıştı. Get to Work'teki şey gibi. Ama modlarla falan güzel olur. Ben bayağı modlarla oynuyorum ya bu ara. Oyunu kendi kendime. Kanala video atmadığım süreçte kendi kendime şey yaptım. Oyun oynadım. Kendi kendime bu kadar kanala oyun oynasam şu an kanal uçmuştu zaten. Gerçi o videolara da içerikten dolayı sıkıntılı olabilir. Kötü içerik. İşte kötüye yönlendirme. Çünkü kendi ailemi yapmıştım. Batuhan'la bir oğlumuz oldu. Yani çocuk evlere şenlik bir çocuktu. Böyle lisedeki arkadaşının annesinden çocuğu oldu. Lisede bir sürü kızla sevgili oldu. Böyle yani bunu YouTube'a çeksem yorumların yarısında linç edilirim. Kanalın isminden dolayı bana paragraf yazanlar öyle bir oyunda neler yazarlar hiç bilmiyorum. Bu arada müzik olmaz herhalde diye düşünüyorum canlı yayında. Şey yaparız. Hani sesi kapatmayız. Kısarız biraz. İzleriz. Otomatik altyazıyı falan açarız. Acaba ne kadarlık bir yayın olacak onu da bilmiyorum açıkçası. Merak ediyorum ama. Ve çok güzel fikirlerim var kanalla alakalı. Hem böyle rehber tarzı videolar gelecek. Zaten söylemiştim son videoda da. İşte nasıl CC indiririz, nasıl ırt yaparız tarzı. Yine bir Mart ayı, yine ben kanala video atıyorum. Temmuz'a kadar atarım. Sonra evlenirim. Derim ki arkadaşlar evlendim. Ondan atamadım. Şu Ekim aylarında bir geri dönerim. 3-5 video atarım. Sonra yine Mart'a kadar. Yani klasik bir düzene oturdu artık. Bir dakika, arkada bir şeyler oluyor. 5 dakika, 4 dakika kalmış, sayaç başlatmışlar. Ama ben de yayın açmayı özlemişim, video çekmeyi özlemişim. Bayağı bir şeyleri özlemişim. Bu arada Sims severek oynuyorum çünkü, o yüzden de dedim ki neden çekmeyeyim. Böyle birkaç fikrim de var açıkçası. Böyle yabancıların kanallarını çok izliyorum bu aralar. Orada çok güzel challenge'lar var. Hiç Türkiye'de yapılmamış bir tane buldum. Şey var mesela, Become Human mı? Öyle bir şey var. Uzaylısın. Onu izliyorum. Çok hoşuma gidiyor. Hiçbir şey bilmiyorsun. Dünyaya inmişsin işte. Mesela okula gitmen için diyor ki işte 3 tane yeteneğin var. Bunu 3 yap. İşte oturma izni almak için 500 simelian ver. Ondan sonra işte bir şeyler yapmak için, işte bütün dünyalara seyahat etmek için 150 simelian ver. Otobüs bileti al. İşte fitness yeteneğin 4 olursa kasabanın içinde istediğin kadar gezebilirsin. Baya böyle işte karizma seviyen 3 olana kadar kimseyle konuşamıyorsun. Çünkü dilini falan öğrendiğin gibi. Öyle varsayıyor. Baya hani zor ama güzel. Çok hoşuma gitti. Bildiğin adam, yani kim bilmiyorum, adam kadın her neyse. Excel hazırlamış. İşte şunu yapmak için şu yeteneğinin şu seviye olması gerekiyor gibi. Gerçekten challenge. Onu yapacağım. Çok hoşuma gitti. Ama onu ismini Türkçeleştiremiyorum. İnsan olma challenge. Türkiye'dekilerin başaramadığı şey. Selam, hoş geldin Kettle. Kettle diye okudum ama kettle değildir. İngilizce kalsın da İngilizce'de de şöyle bir sıkıntı oluyor Sims'te. İnsanlar hani ismine hep kalıplaşmış, challenge'lara alışmış olduğu için tıklanması düşüyor. Bilmiyorum, böyle değişik çok güzel bir challenge var. Onu yapacağız. Ama ben sana kettle diyeceğim. Özür dilerim. Öyle işte. Öyle bir fikrim var. Bir de minik sizden gelen soruları sordum topluluk kısmında. O tarz Sims rehberi tadında bir şeyler yapacağız. İşte CC nasıl indirilir? En basitten başlayacağım. Kısa kısa böyle tıklayıp işinizi görüp çıkacağınız videolar işte. Bozuk CC'ler nasıl silinir? Bu arada Discord'da duyurmuştum. Bu Tray Importer'ın yayınlandığı site hacklenmiş. İnsanların bilgisayarlarına falan erişebiliyorlarmış. Sonra mod yapımcısı onu farklı bir siteden yayınlamış. Benimkinde inik değilmiş de sizde de inikse eski siteden indirilmiş olan dosyalar, silin onları. Ben de bayağı sevdim onu bu arada. Böyle tatlış, güzel, değişik bir şey yapacağım. Uzaylı yapacağım. Bir de insanların tabii ki de en basit şeyi, insanlar sizi uzaylı formunuzda göremiyor. Eğer görürse de ya hafızasını silmeniz gerekiyor ya da öldürmeniz gerekiyor. Böyle entrikalı güzel bir şey oldu. Mesela düşünsenize, arkadaş oluyorsunuz, aramızı iyi tutacağız, bir anda bizi uzaylı olarak görüyor. Hafızasını siliyoruz, bizi unutuyor. Bu Tray Importer'ın olduğu ilk site şey yapmanız gerekiyor. Tray Importer'ı yüklüyse silin. Discord'da paylaştım. O siteden tekrar indirin. Öyle yazmışlar. Bir tane yabancı bir Simmer'ın Discord sunucusuna denk geldim. CC'leri sildiğimiz şey var ya, bir de save dosyasını aldığımız. Oradan bakabilirsiniz. Elif de attı zaten Discord'a. 24 saniye kalmış. Durun, hop. Hop. Şöyle kendimi bir tık daha köşeye alayım. Bende de yüklü değilmiş. Ben zaten virüs bulaştırdıktan sonra bilgisayara hiçbir şey yüklememişim. OBS bile yüklü değilmiş. O kadar, siz düşünün artık. Let's go. Arkada da hafiften bir müzik varmış. Başlatır mısınız? Şey gibi. Ben bazen yayını böyle 5 dakika bekletiyorum insanlar toplansın diye. Yazıyorlar aç artık abla. Aç artık. Bu baby shower'ın şeyi tatlı olabilir. Bu arada bir şey fark ettim. Yeni paketlerde hep modlardan olan içerikleri çalıyorlar. İçeri alın bizi. Acaba ne kadar sürecek? Düşünsenize 3 saat sürüyormuşuz. Böyle 3 saat izliyormuşuz. Neyse yorum yaparız. Sohbet ederiz. Bayağıdır zaten beni bulana aşk olsun. Yenileyelim. Bakalım ne yazmışlar. Ayşegül merhaba yazmış. Bekleyemiyorum. Bu kadar uzun süren ne? Evet abi ne? Yalnızca aboneler bunu. Ha bu benim kendi şeyimmiş. Pardon. Evet. Ya bir giriş olacakmış. Ana oyuna gelecek güncellemeden bahsedeceklermiş ve paketle ilgili şeyler olacakmış. Simgrew Frost. Evet. Şu sıralar CC'siz... Ya benim video bahanesiyle CC'lerimi temizleyeceğim. O kadar çok böyle CC birikmiş ki. Mesela şey yapmışım, demişim ki işte ben yakın zamanda video çekeceğim. Yeni CC'leri indirmişim. İşte şununla şunu yaparım demişim. Yeni CC'leri indirmişim, oynamamışım. Birikmiş. Ben böyle çok modla oynuyorum. Ay! Bunu izledik biz. It's a baby. Böyle duracak Createsim ekranında. Çok şey gibi durmuyor mu? Alfa gibi. Çok mu yüksek bu arada? Sanki çok yüksek bunun sesi. Dragon. Nasıl gelmiyor ya?
Little bit wavy, sheep a little bit murky, leaves the moku by yeah.
Evet. 14 Mart'ta aa! Bebekler çok alfa gibi durmuyor mu ya?
From the very first days of this project, the objective the team rallied around was to surpass player expectations for freeing the babies. Now, our vision to accomplish that was to add infants as an entirely new age, resulting in a much more natural progression.
Şu an daha mı iyi? Okay. Tipe bak. Böyle mi çalıştınız gerçekten? Ya şey gibi, boyutları büyük gibi de biraz, toddler gibi de. Tipe bak. Acaba ayaklarına, ağızlarına sokuyorlar mı? Bebekler çünkü böyle tutup ağızlarına sokuyorlar ya her şeyi. Ha emekleyecekler, yuvarlanacaklar demiştik zaten. Bir tık küçüğü zaten. Yani ama bunlar çok böyle yine de bebek gibi değil. Ha baksana şuna. Bilmiyorum, oyunun içine görünce anlarız. Yapış şeylerini anlatıyorlar şu an zaten.
Like crying or whining. The cute
Cute.
checkbox was definitely
Evet.
checked.
Şu oyuncak evlerin içinde oynamaları
The event
güzel.
has to be able to be fully customizable from head to toe. We added new barriers in event clothing, shoes, hair, hats, accessory, glasses. Event tees
Bu
and
izler,
personal.
bu izleri çok vurgulamışlar. İşte
One area that
yaşlılar
we
için
leaned into
izler,
was adding more ways to
şeyler için
socialize
izler.
and play
Ha bak,
between
aa
children,
evet.
toddlers, infants, newborns.
Okey, şimdi
And yes,
yan
of
yana
course,
koyunca daha
even
net
cats
oldu.
and
Evet,
dogs. We
küçüklermiş.
want all of our Sims to share in the fun when these adorable infants arrive in game.
Aa, üstümüzdeki
Be sure to
çişini
check out
yapacak.
all those
Iy.
fun activities you can do with your infants and
Evet,
create
evet,
your
doğru.
own hilarious and adorable moments.
Tek görünce bir an büyük gibi gelmişti de okey, şu an normal. Tamam.
Greetings, Simmers. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bir şey diyeceğim.
My name is Simguru Frost, and before
İki
we get
tane
started
mi?
today, I just wanted to share a little bit about
Nereden
our
geliyor
live
bu
stream,
ses?
as it will be slightly different from our previous pack
Bir
live
saniye.
streams. So as you can see on screen, we'll be driving today's
İki
live
kere
stream
ses
in two
alıyorum ben.
segments.
Sizde de
The
öyle mi?
first segment will cover the base game Infants Update with hosts Simguru Graham and Simguru Morgan. Followed by that, we'll have our second segment of today's stream.
Bir yerden
which will
daha
cover
ses
the next
geliyor.
expansion pack, The Sims 4 Growing Together with hosts Grimsuru Doi and Simguru Morgan. And so with that, I'm going to kick it off to Simguru Graham and Simguru Morgan to get us started.
Ha,
All right, thank you, Frost, for that nice welcome, and a big welcome to all of our Sims fans tuning in today. Now,
delirdim iyice herhalde.
I am Simguru Graham. I'm our lead producer on Infants, and joined in the studio today by Simguru Morgan.
Bob Pancakes'e mi yapacağız bunu peki gerçekten?
Yeah, so for the first part of our stream today, it's going to be a two-part stream, like Frost mentioned. We are diving
Arkadaki şey tatlıymış bu arada, tilkili lamba. Merhaba Fahri, hoş geldin. Şu şey de güzelmiş. Çamaşırlık gibi.
So we'll have them calling in throughout the broadcast. We'll have them calling in. We'll be speaking throughout the broadcast. We'll be speaking with some.
Bir şey diyeceğim.
One of our chatting with. And finally, we'll be also chatting with some. And finally, we'll be also chatting with some. Another member of Infants. That's it. We've got about. That's hours of live stream content for you today. Subtle live stream content for you today. Settle in, grab a comfy chair, grab a good drink.
So today we're going to start off in the pancake household with Bob.
Ben 2 kere duyuyorum ya.
And he's very excited to see you all.
He is
And
very excited. That is the happiest I've ever seen Bob.
Yeah.
When we were loading in today, I was like, wow.
Tövbe
Sure
yarabbim.
looks cheerful today. And, whew, Bob's even happier. And so I think we're set up for a fun stream today.
2 kere duyuyorum ya sesi, adamlar 2 kere konuşuyor ama başka yerde açık değil oyunu.
there's a lot of infant stuff around though.
Ama nereden geldiğini de çözebilmiş değilim.
So it's not just the infants. A lot of cool
Tövbe tövbe ya.
a lot of cool content.
So I've decorated the house with it, but we also have it laid out. So I've decorated the house with it, but we also have it laid out. So let's just take a look at everything that's coming for free.
Yeah, this is floor 1 of 2.
Floor 1 of 2.
Okey, düzelttim.
Lots of little adorable things.
Vallahi düzelttim.
I'm really excited about the bassinet. It's actually the first bassinet I'm sure many of you will know that we've added to base game since its launch.
Şunu sadece şey yapalım.
That'll be a really great addition. But look at all the cute stuff.
Little llamas. I guess they're not little, are they?
No, those are quite big ones.
Big llamas.
Hmm.
These are bookshelves, so you can use those.
Heh, şimdi odaklanabilirim. Evet, eşyalar çok tatlı. Şunlar şey mi, kıyafet şeyi mi?
Have variants as well. I just haven't placed out all of their variants. This
Ne
one in
oluyor ya?
particular, I like the little animals on it.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Heh.
But yeah, these
Bir
all
an dondu, bir an garip garip şeyler. Çok tatlı beşikleri.
that come with.
Bunlar oyuncakları mı? Evet.
So I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're like sensory development toys. We'll see them play with them later.
And then before
Küçük lamalar.
the next floor, I wanted to point out how
Şunlar şey mi? Kirli sepeti gibi bir şey mi? Ne onlar?
All those adorable patterns.
and these are also my new
Aa,
favorite rug, I
çok
think.
tatlı. tatlı.
probably see over here because I've decorated literally everywhere with them. Here, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Aha çok
Yeah, I put them
güzel.
everywhere.
Oyuncak sepetimin şu benim şeye bakar mısın?
Well, what's out back there?
Kirli sepetime o.
Oh, yeah.
Aa, çocukları hapsetmek için şeyler, çitler.
So it's a fence. You can use it as a fence and however you'd like. There's a lot of different color options. And I think we're going to look at it during the next part of the stream, but you can also
Oha, bildiğin
also child.
kapatacağız
Yeah, so
onları.
they've got a new baby proofing option, which is a type of lock that'll keep your infants and toddlers from going through. But essentially, you know, you could set
Baby
up
proof.
a
Bebek
new
geçirmez.
We just want to give you one that looks perfect for new infants.
Trying to find an actual door here.
Aa, böyle kapıları da bebek geçirmez yapabiliyoruz. Halılar çok tatlı değil mi ya? Oha.
Because boy do we have a lot of cribs where you come in this.
Oha, çok
Yeah, a lot of
güzel.
these, might seem somewhat familiar because they match the other furniture pieces we have for children and toddlers in like their categories. So they'll match that. You can make a matching nursery with all those furniture pieces. But we also have some new ones that are kind of different here.
Yeah, I love that the cribs have a little
Şu
bit.
sonunda farklı toddler yataklarının gelmesi de çok güzel ya. Ben çok sıkılmıştım oyundaki toddler yataklarından. Çok fazla build, custom content indirmiyorum ben. O yüzden çok fazla yok. Bir iki tane var. Hep aynı şeyleri yatıyorlardı bebekler. Ay, toddlerler. Hani çok farklı değil ama yine de güzel. Çok sıkılmıştım. Yok, yanları şişme gibi olan.
Inventory, bring it with you to other locations, so you always have a place for your infant to grab a little rest.
Evet, CC de çok yok. Hep aynı şeyler. Örtüsünü değiştiriyorsun.
Some other upgrades a little bit later.
Kurtla gelen bir güzel.
Yeah, so right now, boy, it's
Kurt
gonna be
paketiyle
hard to
gelen.
today, Morgan, if we
Şu
don't
bebekleri böyle
Yeah,
kapana
but
kıstıracak
you know,
olmamız da güzel.
That's actually for a reason though. We wanted to show off.
Peki niye
something
Bella
also
Got burada?
a base game called Science Baby.
Science Baby mi?
You can. It's a social interaction, but you can also go to your phone and you can
Aa.
choose Science Baby with somebody, either by yourself or with another sim. So we're gonna go and click.
Ne yapıyorlar? Üretiyorlar mı?
You
Deney
notice
tüpünde
that
bebek.
options are appearing here for sims that you also don't
Aa,
have to
oha, bunun modu vardı.
cool because it lets you kind of tell whatever story you'd like here, whether it be a surrogacy story or something. Or yeah, there's a lot of different stories you can tell with this.
Evet.
Like the first time I heard Science Baby, I was like, oh, what's that? But
Ya
it's
tam
really just
Türkçesini
lots of,
çeviremiyorum şu an ama anladınız siz.
new possibilities for stories you can tell. So whether it's a same-sex relationship, whether it's something platonic, whether it's a surrogacy like you mentioned, there's all these types of stories that you just weren't able to tell in The Sims 4 previously. And now
Mesela aramızda aşk yok. Ben ondan çocuk istiyorum.
think about it.
Peki bebeği kim taşıyor? Ben mi taşıyorum? Yoksa bebek geliyor mu?
Baby with Bob, she's going to have one with her friend Bella. They do have to be some degree of friends, but they are. So Bella agreed. And Eliza's going to go on.
Evet, Eliza
and,
gidiyor.
have a science baby.
Aa, Bella'nın genetiğinden bebek yapıyor.
Yeah, the magic.
Oha, hemen mi oluyor? Hamile mi kalıyor, hemen mi oluyor? Oha, hemen doğuyor bebek. Ne taşıyacaksınız? Bebek doğdu Fahri. Gerçekçilik seviye.
Your little Amelia.
Kargoyla geldi gerçekten bebek arkadaşlar. Ilgaz'a şey yapmayın.
Tuning in today likely know our newborns in
Şipşak bebek yaptı adamlar.
been a bit limited in terms of their appearance in the past. In fact, we only had 3 natural skin tones they could select from. But with the update that's coming, our newborns now have the same range of skin tone possibilities as all of our other Sims in game. So they're a much more natural addition to your family, right?
Yeni doğan bu.
And we made some other improvements as well. They now have their correct genetic eye color. We've changed
Bunu
some
değiştirmemişler mi?
appearance and the way that they move, just to skew them a little bit younger. They really do represent those first few days of coming from home from the hospital now. But to talk a little bit more about improvements we made to our newborns, because it's
Bunu kaldırmamışlar. İnsan şunu da biraz geliştirir. Nesne bebekler devam ediyor.
about the chamber state.
Okey, anladım.
Hi, yeah. We did quite a few different things to help our newborns fit into the game a little better. The first thing we did
Bella
was
bak,
we
senden
started
yaptığım
with
bebek.
newborns. So now
Okey,
since
ben
we
şey diye
transition,
düşünmüştüm.
it's a transition between
Hani
interactions.
bu da eski haliyle değil de
They respond when they are crying.
baby'nin yerine geçer diye düşünmüştüm. O yüzden de bir tık büyük gelmişti.
React to being outside in storms or
Bebekleri de bari bağımsız yapsaydık. Ben bilemedim.
The show off to interaction is a little easier to complete as well, and it now allows you to show a toddler their new sibling. Children and toddlers actually got a new interaction called entertainment,
Gerçekten.
which allows them to be silly and spend a bit of
CC'lerden
quality
onu da
time
çalsalarmış
in the
keşke.
position. And then one more tweak we made was how long it takes a newborn to automatically age up into an
Ya
infant.
böyle yeni doğan bir
Since
şey
this
yapmasın
stage
zaten.
is
Biz
now
yeni doğan
just
alıp
covering
kucağımıza
very beginning
gidelim.
life, we shortened that time a little bit, but the other ages have been
Hani
extended to make sure
beşikten
your students can
koparsalarmış
see their little ones
keşke.
grow up and maybe even have children of their own.
Super cute.
Bella komşuluk yapmaya geldi. Bebek yaptılar ve geri gidiyor. Peki bu bebek
Okay, so let's go ahead.
aile ağacında kimin üzerinde olacak? Bella ile Eliza'nın mı? Ve buna bir tepki göstermeyecek mi? Hani bana da sorsaydın. Benim genetiğimin nesini beğenmedin? Bob'un genetiğini beğenmeyen de Eliza. Aynı mantık, yine büyüteceğiz bunu. Amelia büyüdü.
So we can randomize a trait. There are
Cautious,
types for infants,
Yeah, 6 of them.
sensitive, calm.
and they range from sort of
Ya neşeli bebekler, kımıl kımıl bebekler. Solucan bebek. Aşkım solucan olsam beni sever miydin? Ben küçükken solucanmışım.
10 sounds like a handful for our stream.
Intense,
Go back
iyi.
over to Sunny Morgan.
No. We're gonna go with cautious today. These Sims appreciate the familiar, but are slow to warm up to new experience, location, and Sims. Because I think we're gonna be able to show something cool specifically with that one during the live stream.
Yeah, let's do it.
We don't wanna make it
Solucan
too
alıp
easy.
yanına sürünerek gelsem
Now, of course, you get to not only
bebek yere
select
düştü.
traits when your sim ages up into an infant, but infants can actually be fully customized and created and create a sim.
Uçtu bulutun üstünde.
Into that mode, and we'll see everything that you can do in there.
Okay.
Leylekler getirdi ya ondan.
So this is
Vallahi tutaydınız, çok haklısınız ya.
ever been able to create a sim. And of course they're fully customizable with everything you've
Her şeyini yapabiliyormuş. Mesela ben bebeğime dövme yapmak istiyorum.
personality traits that we just saw. And as Morgan clicks through some of our
Aynı şeyleri yemin ediyorum uğraşsalarmış. Çocuklarda olan aynı tulumu küçültüp bunlara da vermişler. Rezillik ya.
Hi everybody. We wanted to give players really cute basics that they could.
Saçlara bakabilir miyiz
We have
please?
a bunch of new ones.
Oo, zıbıncık. Çok tatlı ama ya, ayıcıklı olan. Aleykümselam aşko.
Yeah, the overalls are really cute, like that overall dress. We also have some seasonal stuff.
Haha.
We have a winter suit, like it keeps your baby warm.
Ne eski
We
mi
also
oldu
have a
bebek?
really cute bear one. I think that's also
Ne mantıken bunların çok saçı olmaması lazım zaten.
for
Aynen.
material.
Yeni doğan bebeğe kot pantolon giydireceğiz.
And then also like you know it's hot
Bir kere
weather and you
bu
don't wanna have
pamuklara
like
sarman lazım
you
onu.
also have
Bebiş tenleri tahriş olmasın diye.
and then
There's a lot of
Aynen, bu
those.
base game
yeah, we
hali.
have a bunch of those patterns.
3 aylık bile değil ya.
And then
Kırkı çıkmış bebek kot pantolon giymeye başlıyor.
for more storytelling options, we also have some baby accessories. We did some really cute baby glasses.
Abi toddler saçlarıyla aynı saçları koymuşlar. Şaka mı?
See it better.
Yeah. And then we also added
Selam Duru, hoş
baby
geldin.
helmets.
And this was something brand new to me. I'm not a parent myself, but I love. Not only did we get it in there, but just
Türkiye'de böyle bir şey yok.
like the aviator goggles. My absolute
Türkiye'de bebek kaskı
Yeah,
diye bir
the
şey var
aviator
mı?
was also my favorite.
Ben bilmiyorum varsa. Ben hiç görmedim. Kardeşimde de
You wanna
yoktu.
show off some hair now?
Yeah, definitely. Let's look at some of the new hairs.
Allah aşkına
Yeah,
neresi
so
new hairs?
there's
Aynı hair'lar.
baby hairs. Wanted to give people.
Ya biz kafamızı vurduk.
We have some that are like, you
Bizim
know,
canımızın
some
değeri
babies
yok
have some
muydu?
hair, and then some babies don't have as much hair, and we just wanted to give the players those kinds of.
Abi aynı saçları yapmışlar ya.
I think it's the second one from the bottom right to the left.
Bu Alfa CC'ye geçiyor bir anda.
That one we're calling like the wispy one because that was like one of the harder ones for us to achieve.
Şey yapsalarmış şöyle buradan saç toplanıyor ya. Ya bu tatlı gibi. Keko bebek.
And of course,
Esenler bebeği.
go ahead,
Oh.
Steph.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Well, was there more that you were going to want to share? Because I was going to move over to some of our cool skin options.
Oh yeah, I just wanted. That's what I was gonna ask if you wanted to go ahead and talk about stork bites.
Yeah, for sure. So let's bring Singuru Nova on to talk a little bit about our new skin details and
Doğum lekeleri var, işte yara izleri var.
ages as well.
Sure.
Oo, kraliyet
so yeah, you
destekçisi
can
olmuşsun
apply
Ilgazcığım.
stork bites, which are birthmarks specifically for infants
Teşekkür ediyorum.
in casts. And as they age up, they will fade away, similar to how stork bites work for infants in real life. But you can make use of the new skin details
Bir şey
we're
diyeceğim.
offering in later ages
Neden
as well.
uyarılar
Coming to
çıkmıyor
this
ya?
game, we've added birthmarks across the
ayarladım
ages
bunu.
in casts, each with a set of swatches to kind of match different skin tones and ensure that they show up visibly and look natural. And
Ablasının
we've also,
kuzusu.
as you've seen
Şimdi
in
çıktı.
the
Ben erken
baby,
görmüşüm.
added
Abi
a
yanık
bunch of
lekesi ya.
different,
Ben küçükken
additional skin
bebeklerin
details like
yürüdükleri şey var, yürüteçleri var ya. Onunla dolanıyormuşum evde. Annem de bir iş yapıyormuş. Böyle çaydanlığı koymuş kenarı. İçinde sık kaynar su varken gitmişim yürüteçle. Çaydanlığı üstüme çekmişim. Yakmışım kendimi böyle boydan boya.
Yeah.
O geldi
feel like
aklıma.
the Sims feel a lot more
Çünkü
real
bunu bu
now.
kadar normal
Those
anlatmam.
details on them, so certainly been enjoying seeing that in game.
Yeah, and of course variants across the board for each of those skin details.
Evet ya 2 hafta kaldı, kanala döneceğiz dedik, paketin çıkmasını
I think
bekliyoruz,
there's
böyle bir
one
şey
more
yok.
thing before we hop out of cast we were wanting to show off today, and
Yep.
that is that under the view choice settings,
Ne
we
geldi?
actually also added in a new option for can the sim produce milk. So that should be able to help create a wider variety of sims.
Bunu yaptılarsa
Calling options, especially around pregnancy and children.
16'sında çıkıyor.
So let's hop into some infants gameplay.
Anneler süt üretebilecek.
Little,
Şey de olsa keşke, böyle sağıyorlar.
Yeah, little Amelia.
Dışarı giderken sağıyor, kenara bırakıyor çocuk, sonra onu.
Alright, well,
Abi
let's
çocuk
start
bir
with
anda
show off
doğdu.
some of these cute new
Bak
things that
doğdu, bir anda böyle dik durabiliyor.
let's give her a bubble bath.
Mümkün değil. Bir kere çocuğu şöyle tutman gerekir belinden, kendini atmasın diye. Bu hemen emeklemeye başladı.
Different options in there that you're going to have for taking care of your infant. And infants
Sims'te her şey mümkün. Erkekler de emzirebilir. Doğurabiliyorlar oradan ayarı yaptığında ya. Onu yapmışlardır. Aa, duş şeysi var. Keşke ayrı yapsalarmış. Küvete bağlı olmasaymış. Bu bebek duşları var ya, onun CC'sini yaparlar. Ay, saçlarını böyle su döküyor.
Playing with the rubber ducky. Just perfectly adorable stuff.
She seems like
Çok
a,
tatlış.
good mom. I think there's something that we did with that where with attachment. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that, Lakshmi?
Yıkandı mı bu? Bu yalnız.
Sure. Both our newborns and infants are sort of trying to gauge if the world is a place where they are
Vallahi çok tatlı.
if they're left crying or with low needs, they'll be
Bazen toddler evresi bana eziyet geliyordu, şimdi 2 tane. O da doğru ya. Bunlar çok ağlamıyor gibi ama ya. Henüz ağlamadı yani. Acıktı karnı. Her şeyin, Eliza'nın acıkmış. Çok da umurumda değil açıkçası Eliza'nın karnının acıkması. Growing family, new baby. Well cared
Yeah,
for.
so she got some care and so she's
Amelia ihtiyaçlarının karşılanmasını seven bakımlı bir kız çocuğu.
a couple of examples are when an
Ne
infant's
bu?
got a good level attachment, then they won't feel
Try
resentful
first.
when they're crying because they
Aa.
trust that someone will come
Hadi.
help them. But if that care hasn't arrived in the past, then their attachment would be
Aa,
low.
tutmuyor. Peki mesela emzirdiğinde de bazı bebekler memeyi tutmuyor ya, öyle bir şey var mı?
Or showing affection to
Aa.
an infant, there are moodlets that help you
Aa, ilk kez çocuğuma ne yedirsem?
But
Dondurma.
if you build attachment as a newborn and an infant, we have 3 reward traits that can be earned when the sim ages up. There's happy infant for a sim that formed a good bond and therefore trusts that sims have good
Play
relationships.
peekaboo.
And then top notch,
Ne yapıyorsun?
very well cared for, which
Bebek.
also means they like trust
Bebek ya.
caregivers specifically.
Ay, ben bunu oynarken ne eğlenirim.
And then if you intentionally push to the other end, there's also an unhappy infant, which will make them basically more skeptical.
İşte ilk şunu denedim, ilk bunu yaptım, ilk kez yıkandım, ilk dişim çıktı gibi. Yedim bu sefer. Yemek seçen bir bebek. Çocuğa niye ay ayakkabısı giydirdiniz ya? Milleti tanıştırabileceğiz, sarılacağız, rahatlatacağız, onu izleyeceğiz. Ne yedirsek? Tatlı patates püresi, papaya püresi. Güzel ya. Hadi koy bebeği. Şimdi bir anda cebinden çıkaracak değil mi? İzleyelim. Ay, bebiş maması. Uçak geliyor. Aa, yabancılar da yapıyormuş bunu. Beğendin mi lan bebek? Çok da emin değil. Çocuğa bezelye vermiş. İlk yemeğe bak, bezelye. Çok da emin değilmiş sevip sevmediğinde. Al işte. Al işte.
And they'll either be unsure, they'll like it, they'll love it, or they'll dislike it, and they react accordingly. And it's really cute to watch them and see as they figure out what they like and they don't.
Bu sandalye toddler'lar evet
She was
oturabiliyor.
unsure about masterpiece. That's one of those ways
Kaç
that,
gün acaba bu
you know,
bebenin
it's a trait here.
şeyi?
She's cautious is going to come into play because she's going to be less certain if she likes food more often than other infants are.
Yeni şeyleri denemeye çok şey değilmiş, daha dikkatli bir bebeğmiş bu. Yes canım, cute. Cuddle. Hadi cuddle yap. Elias ne kadar bencilsin. Aa, UI cheese kullanıyorlar. Bebeği oraya bırakacak şimdi.
And we added a nice new option around that as well, because either bottle feeding or breastfeeding, that's the best way to go about satisfying an infant's hunger. Now, previously you had to select that each time, whichever option.
Aa, bebeğin nasıl besleneceğini seçebiliyormuşuz. İşte şişeden mi biberondan mı, mamayla mı besleyeceğiz yoksa anne sütüyle mi besleyeceğiz diye. Çocuk da kendi kendine eğlendiriyor. Yeni bebek gelmiş. Küçük kardeşim var. Ne oldu, uykun mu geldi? Emzik var sanki ya. Emzik yok muydu trailer'da? Vardı sanki emzik. O neymiş? Çocuğun uykusu geldi. Uyutsanıza çocuğu. Selam. Hoş geldin. He, oynuyorlar. Okey. Benim Türkçe çevirim. Çocuk ağlamaya başladı. Peekaboo. Böyle mi yapıyorlarmış? Peekaboo. Ya onun doğrusu C'dir. Hatta böyle be falan. Mükemmel bir anne olacağım. Mükemmel.
has been
Play.
upgraded to have a
Ninni
little-
söyleyebileceğiz.
Oh no, I always want to call them carousels. They're not carousels.
Yeah,
Wheels.
wheels.
No wheel, but and there's two options. There's I think a space one and then this bird one, which is my favorite. So or she might be wanting to. Oh, she's crying.
Ay verce emzi
We
susacak.
waited a little too long to put her to bed, and now she's grumpy.
Hadi gel bebelak.
So we're gonna go on upstairs.
Sil sesini
And the
yaparlar
reason
onun
why
Rüzgar
we're
ya.
using the one with the carousel, we have the one downstairs that's portable.
Abi
but,
adam
um,
sanki
you
bebek
have to
bakmış
see
gibi
them
köşede
and
yatıyor.
help them go to sleep, especially if they're like a wiggly infant or something.
Yep.
So you soothe them, you can kiss them to get them to go to sleep a little better. But if you have this, you can actually just play a lullaby. And
Ha
that's
biz
going to help them
söylemiyormuşuz. Şut diyor.
go to sleep a little bit easier.
Mükemmel yani.
So soothing.
Yep. And she
Oha ne kadar çabuk uyudu bebeğe bak.
Morgan, it might be
Mesela bu bebeklerin
temporary to bounce out of
gaz sancıları da olacak mı?
Yeah. I think we have a little.
Yeah, so before I go, I think, of course we're looking at just our base game update today.
Mesela uyumadığı zamanlar olacak mı? Uyutmaya çalışacağız mı? Bazı bebekler uyumuyor
We've got
mesela.
a whole wealth of packs out there that I'm sure many of you have. And so we added a lot of content for infants across some of those packs as well. So
Ya böyle hani huysuzlanır ya bebekler işte gaz sorunu var bu bebeğin gibi. Ya bence Sims 3'teki gibi bebek arabası falan gelmedi. Açık dünya olmadı aklıma geldi. İşte yatınca evet. Bir boyutlar arasında bir gariplik mi var? Açılan mı bize öyle geliyor? Çok anlamış değilim. Kucakta toddler gibiydi. Buraya yatınca bebek bebişi oldu. Mesela bebek şeyi falan da olsa keşke kamera gibi. Sapık gibi bebeği izlemeyi bırak Eliza. Ya muddete bakın. Oh so cute. Canım bebeğim. Sen yapmadın onu Eliza. Gittin Bella'nın genlerini, DNA'sını çaldın. Kendine bebek yaptırdın. Pik mi Eliza? Hiç sevmiyorum o karakteri ya.
I myself am going to say goodbye for today.
Bye bye.
Stay here with you, but I'm going to tag in Grimsuru Doy, our lead designer of Growing Together, to show off all the great content that's coming. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute.
Enjoy the trailer.
Pakete geçiyoruz. Çok aksi bir dedim. Atlar var orada. Dur bakalım emzik var mı? Selam Berkan, hoş geldin. Onu bilmiyorum ya. 600 mü olmuş paketler? $600 mü olmuş paketler? Normal şeyler, expansion pack'ler ne kadar? O kadar olur. 400 olur o da. Bence düşer ya. Anneannesi dedesi bakacak çocuğa. Okey. 101 oynuyorlar. Müzik yokmuş hakikaten ya. Sanki varmış gibi gelmişti. salıncak çok tatlı ya. Kaldırmamışlar Berkan bebekleri oyundan. Heh.
Hi,
Hello.
welcome back.
I'm very excited to be here. I don't know. I just want to be clear. This is not normally what I like to come in for.
Ne alaka ya? Ne fahri ya, ne fahri.
For this all the time, but
I do.
it's a special. Yes, Morgan.
Ben de giyeyim.
But it's a special
Şey
occasion,
yapayım.
So we thought we'd get.
Tavşan kulaklı bir tane polarım var, onu giyip geleyim.
I'm a sloth.
You were unsure.
Onunla açayım yayını.
And we're here to talk about The Sims 4 growing together.
As was announced earlier, this is Grimsuru Doi.
Oh yes, hello.
Hello canım.
Sim Guru Morgan still with us. And if you hear Morgan saying Scott, that's also me. My name is Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Online.
Selam,
if you follow me on
Scott.
Twitter, I go by Grimsuru Joy for reasons that we're not going to get into here. But
Tamam
yeah, I
Scott,
was,
boş yapma, konuya geçelim.
On Sims 4 Growing Together, our expansion pack that's coming out on March 16th, and I'm very excited to be able to show you a lot of the stuff that's
Well, I'm gonna poke through some outfits. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like a brief overview for you?
I would love to do that. Yes. So with The Sims 4 Growing Together, what we wanted to do was we wanted to give you, the player, the opportunity to really celebrate the kind of
Doğum lekesi kalp şeklinde.
of every Sim family, all the different kinds of families we know you're making, you're playing with, and explore the unique ways in which they may interact with each other. And I'm gonna step back a little bit. I'm gonna talk
Aslan
a little bit
bebek.
about our design pillars, our design goals for this pack. We're gonna see examples of them in the stream today, but I'm gonna talk about kind of what we were trying to hit with Growing Together. And the first one we started off
Toddler
with
daha
making
büyükmüş ya.
sure that family matters, right? That when you are interacting with family members, that it feels
Çok
different
tatlı.
than when you are interacting with a
Tam
regular
Elif'lik
family
abi bu kıyafet.
member. So whether that is your close family, whether that is extended family, whether you have family kind of across multiple
Çok tatlış kıyafetler var yalnız.
kind of all those different makeups and
2 tane mi?
that it feels special
Benim yeterli, yetinmemek.
interacting.
2 tane mi getirdiniz?
And then kind of going out beyond that, the next thing we looked at was really
Tişört tatlıymış bu arada.
making more meaningful all of our relationships across the game. Obviously, our family relationships have
Oo.
to feel
Ya oje, minik bebek ojesi. Keşke oyunda oje sürmem.
really excited about for growing
İmorsin mesela, küçük bebeğe babası gelsin, kızına böyle oje sürsün. Çok tatlış
so
olurdu.
that when you have two Sims talking to each other, conversing, having these social
Saç
interactions,
güzelmiş.
feel like
Abi bilmiyorum, bugün toddler'lar çok büyümüş geldi. Bebekler daha büyük geliyor. Bugün algım yok. Tatlı bu arada kıyafetler bayağı ya. Sonunda düzgün çocuk işte şey kıyafetleri falan gelmiş. Değil mi? Sanki uzamışlar. Preteen gibi bu. Bir garip geldi. Nasıl çocuk? Elif senin kadar. Ay bu çok tatlı. Sonunda gerçekten sıkılmıştım ben. CC indirmeyi de sevmiyorum çoluk çocuk için. Güzel kıyafetler gelmiş. Bunu beğenmedim. Çok hoşuma gitmedi.
But we also had the game be a little more reactive. We have some features in Growing Together that I think are really fun, that really I think of as sort of like story prompts for your Sims, that give them an opportunity to maybe take a
Bu
little
tatlı.
detour on the story that you had in mind for them. And gives you
Şey sevmiyorum ya, bak bunu Eco Lifestyle'dan beri yapıyorlar. Kazağın altına gömlek falan giydiriyorlar ama inanılmaz kaba duruyor simin üstünde. Çok tatlı. Bu CC bu arada. Bundan var bende. Ben bunu hep giydiriyorum.
So yeah, I mean, thank you for indulging me. That was a little bit kind of like designy. We didn't get to see any of that yet, but we're gonna see examples of all of them.
Kıyafetlerin yarısını beğenmedim ya. Büyük kıyafetlerini. Çocuklar için olanı beğendim de. Bu adamlar da enine boyuna genişlemiş ya.
there's a lot to cover today, like a lot, as you can tell.
As I'm covering as much.
Adamı hiç dinlemedim biliyor musun Far? Sadece kıyafetlere baktım.
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm already sweating a little bit.
Neden terledin? Çıkart o zaman reis üstündekini.
It's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Couple hours mu? Gerçekten couple hours böyle mi oturacaksınız? Şu şapka falan güzelmiş bak. Bu tipideme güzel olmuş. Ama şu pantolonlar falan böyle çok geniş geniş duran kıyafetleri ben çok sevmiyorum. Çünkü simler çok çabuk kilo alıyor. Bu sefer böyle devasa devasa dolaşıyorlar ortalıkta. Ojeli büyük anne. Tatlı ama bak bu kıyafette Eco Lifestyle'daki çizgili elbisenin benzeri yani. Uzun etek gelmiş mi? Cebel Nişantaşı teyzesi.
That which you can match with some other sets with other family members' clothing. Like if you go, this toddler. If you choose full body, oh yeah, this one you can match it together. We include some pattern options that family members' clothing they can.
Ailedeki üyelerle aynı şeyde desenlerde giydirebileceksiniz çocuklarınız diyor. Niye öyle bir şey giydireyim ki? Niye baklava desenli hırka giydireyim çocuğuma? Yani gerek var mı? Daha tatlış tatlı şeyler getirin. Baklava desenli çorap da giymesin.
I'm a fan of costumes, so I like the full body costumes. There's one is it for the infants that I'm thinking of?
Gerçekten diyor ki aileyle uyumlu yani bilmiyorum. No.
So that's one of my
Bunun için mi giyindiniz
favorites.
reisler?
I love being able to dress up.
Çok tatlı bu arada. Bak bunu mesela çocuğumla uyumlu giymek isterdim. Baklava desenini giymek istemezdim. Ama şey güzel olabilir mesela, örgü ören bir babaanne bu ne bunun adı? Infants'a yelek örse güzel olur. İşte çok iyi bu ya.
And we used our new tech with this too, so if your hair color is different, it also updates your hair color, so that's cool.
CHP'li teyze deyince bugün olanlar geliyor aklıma, moralim bozuluyor ya. Neyse.
Molly, didn't you have some favorite pieces too?
Yes, I did. So the child accessories that are like bead necklaces and the bead bracelet.
Yüzündekiler çil mi, sivilceyiz mi? Çil sanki. Evet. Dışarı aday olmasın kombini. Bu adamlar nereden para kazanacaklarını çok iyi. Evet bu arada. Ama güzel yapmışlar. Bayağıdır böyle, ne zamandır eklenti paketi gelmiyor? En son çıkan eklenti paketi hangisi? Eco Lifestyle mı? Yok, Cottage Living mi? En son çiftlik yaşamı mı çıktı? Bayağıdır expansion paket çıkmıyor. Ne çıktı en son? Ha, High School. Doğru, pardon. Sorry. Sonra lafımı geri aldım. Ama yine de bayağı olmuş. O kadar unutmuşum. Lise paketi yani. Yani bir kere gidiyorsun, güzel. Hani insanlarla tanışmaya gitmek güzel. Ama tek olarak güzel değil. Bence de değil yani. Tırt. Liseyi eksik yaptıkları için hani baby hair'ları herkese yapıştırmışlar. Hiç benim simlerimin böyle kısa saçları olmadı ya. Ben şu pofuduklu olanı takardım muhtemelen.
that
Tatlı. Kökleri farklı, uçları farklı saçın.
Yeah.
Bir CC yapımcısından çalmışlardır onu da Rüzgar. Hazır almışlardı.
So we have some options.
Ay çok tatlış. Bu saç güzel.
You have the curly, wavy.
Bu değil abi. Avni'ye benziyor. Sihirli annem Avni saçı o.
I call it the pine. Yeah, the pineapple.
Da tatlış.
Yeah. You always have to do that to it when their hair is just long enough, and you're like, oh, I could put it in a ponytail now.
There's also hair for other age groups.
Bakalım adı Rage Group'sa. Abi bir şey diyeceğim. Yemin ediyorum 1. sınıfa giderken benim annem saçlarımı şu kadar kestirmişti. Yazık günah çocukların saçlarını uzatın.
Yeah, I really like that kind of like from
Ya çok really cute oldu gerçekten. Annesiyle uyumlu yaptık. Mükemmel. Yorum yapmayacağım yani. Negatif yorum yapmayacağım.
we're looking at the entire lifetime of the sim, right? Really looking at all the age stages here and created some kind of reinforcing that with getting
Şu an amcanın tipini beğendim ya. Çok güzel sim. Böyle turuncu çiftlik şey çok hoşuma gidiyor simlerde.
This is the Lumberjackson family.
Sure.
Lumberjackson.
On the gallery, if you downloaded him, his name is Kurt Lumberjackson.
Solomon
That
family.
was before he was a secret agent, and I renamed him to Ron Lumberjackson. So I'm aware you can't get me on that, but like his name is now Ron Lumberjackson.
Right,
just so you
for
know.
safety reasons.
Yes, for safety reasons.
Aa evet. Gerçekten İrem. Van Gogh adam.
My favorite.
Yes. They probably just didn't introduce
Van da
him
ne?
so
Van
few
Gogh'un
years
ismi
ago.
de Van.
And I think I've updated
Bir garip
him.
geldi şu an. Mesela
We forgot to mention some of our new skin details that come with this pack.
ben de kızıl kadın erkek
And
çok yapmayı
also
seviyorum ya. Kızıl
gold,
saç
which are
çok güzel.
amazing.
Benim
Kind of a
kardeşim
weird
kızıl,
one
ben
there,
değilim.
but,
Keşke ben de kızıl olsaymış.
But yeah, and there's also body freckles. You can kind of see it here. I think on his mom, she has some body
CHP'li
freckles.
teyzem geri geldi. Kılıçdaroğlu aday olmasın diyor.
A little risque.
Ay, tam yemin ediyorum Bigudi ile saçlarını saran yaşlı şeyi. Tatlı.
She's like, oh, my makeup's not done. Okay,
Aynen çok
so,
kızılım.
Yeah, the Lumberjacksons. This is his wife Mira, and this is.
Bir
their kids.
yeneklenecek
They
paketin
also
içindeki
have
bir
babies
sistemi
born,
zaten
so you
olan
also
bir
can
moddan
get
aldıklarını
stuff
duydum
from
ama hangi sistem bilmiyorum. Bir
newborns. And then
gösterince
this is,
anlarız ya. Ben
Mama
çok
Lumberjackson, Ron's
şey
mom.
kullanıyorum.
So, she's also here with this.
Bakarız
family.
hangisi olduğunu.
And speaking of this, Molly, would you like to tell us a little bit about the family dynamics feature that we're adding with this?
Jokester, supportive,
Why, yes,
family
I would like to
dynamic,
tell you about it.
difficult.
So basically, you can set a family dynamic now between any two members of a family. It creates unique tones to each relationship, sort of.
Burada seçmeyelim mi? Sort of.
Oh, sorry. It creates unique tones to each relationship, so you can kind of influence the autonomous behavior between two sims.
Better Toddlers diye bir
and
şey
get
vardı.
unique boston interactions
Mod vardı.
interacting together. They
Evet
gain
çünkü kendine bir şey
I
geliştirdim.
know you paused. Hold on, Nova. I know you paused earlier because you were hearing an echo. I'm not sure. We can't tell if it's going out across the street.
Yok yok şu an gerek yok bence bu arada. Rüzgar 600 liraya yazık günah. Sil çıkar onu.
And then we can continue.
Şöyle birazcık yatıralım. Uykum geldi.
Okay, cool.
Hadi gameplay'e geç. Abi yemin ediyorum sizi de anlıyorum. Mesela Createsim'de çok oyalanınca yazıyorlardı ki oyuna geçeceğiz mi? Oyuna geçeceğiz mi? Bugün oynar mıyız? Ona döndük. Family Dynamic tam olarak ne demek? Ya aile dinamiği olduğunu anlıyorum da seçilmemiş hali değil. Şey karşılığı ne? Kelime anlamı kullanış için mesela destekleyici falan. Zor. Hani zorlu. Family Dynamic tam olarak ne? Tam bunu çok gösterdiniz. Ama muhtemelen 2-3 davranış dışında çok bir etkisi olacağını sanmıyorum oyuna. Tam aile ilişkileri okey. Ama seçmemiş mi? Neye etki edecek o?
Some examples of how they impact autonomous behavior is so you'll see.
Niye Leo ile öyle de diğerlerinde mantıklı bir şey mi?
autonomously run fun interactions.
Ha, default olanı, hani normal aile ilişkisi olanı family dynamic, işte özelleştirmek istediğimiz daha başka. Okey, anladım. Muhtemelen öyle.
Mostly autonomously avoid each other while in the same house. Unless you go out of
Dedesiyle birbirlerini sevmiyor kara. Hain torun. Hain torun.
One cool thing to note too is when the dynamic will also be present when a family member lives in another household. So let's say you have a mother and a daughter with a close dynamic. Once the daughter moves out, the mother might call more often, but if they had the distant dynamic, they really hardly ever reach out to her.
Mesela annenizle aranız iyiyse siz evden çıktıktan sonra sizi daha çok sık arayacakmış. Eğer böyle uzaksanız ya oh kurtulduk iyi ki de gitti evden falan diye anlatacakmış. Okey. Kovduk bunu da evden, kurtulduk, attık gitti. Hemen odasını değiştir. Ben hala pop-up olarak çıkacağını da düşünüyorum. Anne arama eve gel. Defol git evimden, gelmezsen gelme falan diyor. Tamam aga, bunda niye bu kadar çok durdunuz ki? Hadi, hadi daha. Şurada yeni bir trait var. Yeni bir trait görüyorum.
One of the things that I like about dynamics is also if you have them set and you are playing as those sims, you'll also see the kind of suggestions made in the social kind of options in the pie menu kind of change to reflect what the dynamic might be, and that's also
okay, oyun içinde de değişebiliyor.
We're kind of tipping the scales and being like this is the way these two sims sort of like to interact with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, devam ki.
Definitely. Okay, so we know about the preferences, the likes and dislikes category.
Bir şey diyeceğim. 2-3 moodlet dışında bu sevip sevmedikleriyle ilgili oyununuzda çok bir etkisini gördünüz mü? Ben görmedim de. İşte bir müzik dinlerken ay seviyorum falan diyor. Çok böyle bir pop-up çıkması dışında aşırı bir şey görmedim ben.
Yes, you're not so easily rid of me. I'm still here. So yeah, these are the two main pillars of social compatibility, which is
Pardon.
together. Sim characteristics, as you can see here, each category represents a grouping of sims based on a certain archetype. The way it works is when your sim likes
bu güzel olmuş bak, bunu beğendim. Aynen, yani çok böyle mantıklı bir şeyini ben de görmedim ya. Bu güzel olmuş ama işte şeye benziyor. Wonderful Whims'te mi vardı? Seveceğin, sevmeyeceğin özellikleri seçiyordun. İşte şu saç rengini olanları attractive buluyordun. Ondan sonra işte karakter falan, kişilik type'ı falan atıyorlardı. Onlara göre anlaşıp anlaşmayacağını belirliyordu. O mod güzel, ona benzemiş biraz. Burada ayarlıyorsun ama. Traitlerine göre okey. Aynen, bence de oradan aldılar. Neyse, en azından böyle şeyleri kendi oyunlarına eklediklerinde moda çok gerek kalmayacak. Mod klasörüm biraz küçülecek. Ve oyun her güncelliğinde şey yapmamıza da gerek kalmayacak. Şeyleri, modları güncelleyeceğimiz mod sayısı azalacak. Pretty much every trait we've released so far is represented in at least one of these categories. So an example we can show is homebody sims, which are sims that kind of like to stay home and pursue more like calm and... homebody simmişim.
The base game ones that it mentions, like bookworm, clumsy, etc., are there, but it also includes socially awkward from high school years and laid back, which is an aspiration trait from island living. It includes some cross-pack activity preferences like baking from Get to Work or knitting from Nifty Knitting, and
paketlerden gelen şeylere göre de bunlarla cross yapabilecekmişiz.
When it comes to sim relationships, I'd highly recommend not just liking or disliking a few, but not being afraid to dislike a decent selection, boldly declare your sim's preferences, and ensure that your sim has varied compatibility scores with a diverse number of sims. Like Kara here will definitely find a decent number of sims that she does not get along with. So it'll create a little more challenge.
Asi bir çocuk olacakmış bu. Belki bu paketinde like dislikes biraz daha kapsamlı olur. Sim ilişkilerine etkiler. Bence de. Ama bence şu son ekledikleri kısım sayesinde olacak. O yine yok onu sevdim bunu sevdim ne olacak bir şey değil de. Hani o trait'i sahibi olanla daha kolay anlaşabilecek gibi. Ama geri kalanında Berkan'ın da dediği gibi ay ben bu eşyayı sevmiyorum. Biz niye fakiriz? Çok fakirleştik, çok fakirleştik diye ağlayacak.
Really got to when you think about the way you interact with even your friends.
Böyle mi yapacaksın insanların yüzüne?
Like see somebody and be like, right? I feel like I'm gonna have a good connection with this person or a bad connection with this person, and taking it outside of the sort of the romantic realm, as Nova said. These are at their base platonic. There is this kind of nice.
Tam tek tek hepsine bakmayalım ya. Biri gotik olsun, biri işte aşk kuşku kızı olsun, onun yüzünden kavga etsin. Yani dediğim gibi bir sürü şeyde genişletebilirlerdi ama genişletmiyorlar. Gerçekten bunun bu kadar detayına gerek yok.
And we'll get a chance to see how that looks in game a little later too.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. So let's look really quick here at conversation topics as well.
Yeah, so this is the second big pillar of social compatibility.
Okey, yani sürekli spam yapamayacağız, bu güzel ama bu mesela NPC'lerde olacak mı otomatik? Bunun bence NPC'lerde de olması lazım. Mesela atıyorum bomboş bir sim gelirse karşıma ben ne dersem diyeyim zaten o sim bunu kabul edecek. Ama bunun mantıklı olması için bütün oyundaki karakterlerin bir karakteri olması lazım ve ben bununla uğraştıklarını düşünmüyorum açıkçası. Kesin yapmadılar onu.
She does like complaints, however, though. So if a sim went up to her with a friendly complaint, like complaining about the rain, if you have seasons, then she would love that because she is all about the complaining. She's all down for a good kvetching session if you're having issues.
Ya şey yapabilirler hani bir tane Life Decider diye bir mod vardı. Onu güncelleyip bunları otomatik olarak atayacak bir mod çıkar yine. Ya da MC Command Center'da randomized işte ne bu? Conversation Topics'i seçeriz olur.
They won't accept interactions that are in categories they dislike. It's going to be really hard to get away with going up to Ron and presenting arguments. For example, he will especially dislike.
Tamam ya, hadi.
But if you go up to him and try to gossip, he's always wants the tea, so he will love that, and it'll be a lot easier to gain a relationship with him. And similar to sim characteristics, I would
Salak bağırıyorsunuz. Ne salak sorular bunlar. Hani bir trait'in içinde olması gereken şeyler bölünüp likes, dislikes eklenmiş gibi ve likes, dislikes'lar default olarak seçilmiyor. Aynen öyle yani bunların seçilmesi lazım ki hani kasabadakinin sporu sevip sevmediğine ben karar vermeyeyim. Zaten o karar verilmiş bir şekilde gelsin ki ben onu kasabada rastladığımda sohbet ettiğimde simimle o zaman bir dinamik görürsün. Yoksa ben aynı household'un içinde bunları kendim zaten yapabiliyorum. Saçma yani ben orada mesela kavga da ettirebilirim onları kafamda bu bundan hoşlanmadı diye. Yeni aspiration'lar gelmiş.
The thing that I really like here is that if you've played kids a lot in The Sims 4, you've probably played with the
yani hayat amacın nasıl slumber party animal olabilir?
And being able to double the number.
Yani bazı şey bunda da trailer'da da fark etmiştim. Çok ufak şeyleri çocuğun o dönemki hayat amacı haline getirmişler. Bu bana bir tık saçma geldi. Hani bu Wims kısmı var ya kafalarının üstünde çıkan bulut. Onlar nasıl bir hayat amacı olabilir? Oyunun trade sistemi etkilesini o kadar çok mood pack falan kullanıyorum ki. İstedikleri kadar eklesinler eksik kalıyor yani.
have the child be a little bit more diverse in terms of their skill building, which I think opens up those storytelling possibilities for what kind of kid you're kind of making and what they're doing.
Definitely. Okay, well let's hop in game. This was a lot in cast.
Yeah.
So
I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
There's just a lot to show there, and I think the other thing that we hopefully have set the stage well for is being able to then see how some of those choices that you might make and create a sim are going to translate in game. One of the things, I'm going to go a little bit high level design again. One of the things that I think we really wanted to do with this pack was to empower players that really want to set up a story, right?
Bu ne lan küçücük yine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tane lot var.
Into those characteristics, into the kind of conversation topics, and really set up your
2,
household
4,
how you want them to behave.
8, 9, 10, 11 pardon. Yalnız yo. 4, 8, 10, 12. Her saydığımda fazladan lot çıkıyor. Bir daha sayalım. Ben de daha büyük beklerdim. Ben yemin ediyorum en büyük, en güzel kasabalardan biri Windenburg. 2, 4, 6, 8,
You want to show off the world. I know people are excited about this
10,
world.
12,
Let's talk about
12,
that
12.
before we dive into Live
Benimle matematik öğrenin.
I like what you had to say, Scott.
Thanks.
Diğerleri bomboş ya. Bir şey yok. Bir de ana oyundaki Willow Creek'ler ve Oasis Spring yine güzel. Sonra 3. şeyden sonra salmışlar. 64 şu oyun alanı belki 64-50 gibi duruyor ama siz daha iyi bilirsiniz bu yurtçiler.
We have 3 neighborhoods here at the Anchor Point Wharf, which we'll be visiting later, and learning more about
Fishing
it,
and
Gilbert
canning
Gardens,
industry.
and Hopewell Hills. And yeah, we'll be looking at all 3 of these neighborhoods. I'd like to do a quick shout out to G-Jack, Deligracy, and Little Simsy, who built lots for us.
Yine Simur'lara yaptırmışlar evleri. Deligracy ile Lil Simsy'yi duydum. Hadi
We're not
bak.
loading them, we're loading into Lumberjackson family today. So here we go.
And I really like one thing. I will see each of the kind of neighborhoods in a little more depth, but you can see from the kind of world map as well. I like the obviously where we have a personal attachment to kind of the inspiration of the San Francisco suburbs. And
Şeye benziyor, Willow Creek'e benziyor biraz.
About San Francisco is that the kind of suburbs and neighborhoods of San Francisco each have their own little feel, and I think that's
San Francisco'dan ilham almışlar.
San Sequoia, which is that if you visit each of these kind of neighborhoods within this world, they have a slightly different feel, even though
Benzemiyor, aynısı.
that's clear from the wonderful
Ağaç ev var.
But I really like that.
Şu ağaç evlerin olayını çok sevdim ben ya.
Definitely, I agree with that. Rach, would you like to give us some background on Hope Hill? Yeah, that's the right one.
That's
Hopewell
right, right? Yeah, Hopewell Hills.
This is Hopewell Hills. Yes. Hi, hello. So, yeah, as you had mentioned, when we were kind of thinking about San Sequoia, we wanted to be inspired by the
San
Bay Area.
Sequoia'ymış adı.
We've got these different types of neighborhoods.
Bağlım.
And Hopewell Hills is
Şeye benziyor, Willow Creek'le benim en sevdiğim kasaba, Cervantes'le oynadığımız kasabanın adı ne? Cat Sandogs'ta gelen. Orası. İkisinin karışımına benziyor.
Okay, San Sequoia. I see a lot of trees here.
San Sequoia.
Sequoias. What's that about? Well, there's some lore there that you can get into. I'll mention that a little bit later too, but I wanted to just call attention to
Brindleton Bey.
old stumpy.
Neden hiçbir paket trailer'da kesin... Ya alıştım ben artık ona. Gerçekten hani trailer izliyorsun, wow oluyorsun. Bu nedir?
Okay.
Ağaç varmış bir tane.
I knew this was coming. Let's clear the air. Let's do this. You know what? Let's do this publicly, okay? Because I've had enough of the design team. So okay, maybe you remember. I don't know if you do. I was also lead designer on The Sims 4 Werewolves game pack. The Werewolves game pack came with a world, a beautiful world, named Moonwood Mill. And when we decided
Kurt adamların kasabasını tasarlamış bu adam.
There were members of the design team that were like, Scott, there is no mill here. Why would we name this world Moonwood Mill? And I was like, I like the alliteration. I think it's, and there could have been a mill here. Why don't we construct a world that, like, we were talking about it being like an old logging town? There probably was a mill here. Why are you so obsessed with there being a
Neden
mill
mil
right
yokken
now?
mil
I even
kullanmışlar
wrote a
Kurt
loading
Adam
string that
kasabasının
said there used to
adında.
be a mill in Moonwood Mill to make sure
Moonwood Mill'de.
that everyone was
I
clear on
will.
that.
Ah,
And then,
Mill.
lo and behold, with growing together, of wonderful names for our wonderful world, and San Sequoia came up. And I feel like maybe some of the same designers on the design team were like, Scott, are we really gonna ship another pack with you as lead designer where we have named a world where you are clearly calling out something, an object that is not going to exist in this world? And, you know, these worlds were designed by members of the design team. I was not the only one who helped decide what was going to go in these worlds. Rach did a wonderful job helping to design this world with the environment team. But also, like, you know, there used to be sequoias in San Sequoia, and why not give these worlds a sense of history instead of insisting that they always need to have literally what is in the world name right now in the world?
The design team's giving them a
It is. You know what? It is. You know, the next pack that I'm on the lead designer for, the world name is going. There's going to be a ton of whatever. We're going to name it something that's going to be like Chair Village, and we'll just have a bunch of chairs, and everyone will be happy. But I love San Sequoia. I think
without.
That's true. Like in Latin, is that right?
Adam o kadar ağır boş yapıyor ki şu an.
Thank you so much,
Don't think
Mr.
about it
Doi.
too much.
Thank you so much. Hadi shut up.
Such a spirited defense
Yeah,
of
there's-
deforestation. I really appreciate it.
Half a night to leave the stream right now.
I'm going to talk about the rest of the
Bence
neighborhood,
de.
though, I promise.
Yeah,
so
yeah, go
here,
for it. Yeah, give me a
you can
moment.
see
Give me a
there's
moment.
this lovely little pond where you can do a little bit of fishing if you like, and this is one of my favorite things about this neighborhood, that little parklet area where you can see the
Park güzel ya. Parkları seviyorum oyunda.
That's just, it's so creative. I love it so
Yapabiliyoruz
much.
canım. Niye
There's a
yapamayalım?
little,
Ağaç
chef
ev
there,
yapabiliyoruz.
Yayini. He is, again, a little piece of lore you're going to learn about more.
Balıkçı Hasan geliyor. Oltasını atıyor.
If you're into frogs, there may be some frogs here. That's what that icon is all about. And then I just wanted to zoom out and show
Balıkçı Hasan kasabasına hoş geldiniz.
I know there's something special for
Yok yok vardı evin bahçesinde. Şey gibi düşün.
I like that
Roketi
they made it
yapıyorsun
so you
ya,
can walk out
onun
here.
gibi.
So you can actually walk out onto it. And like I took some family pictures out here, which I thought was pretty cool.
Nice.
And
Get a nice view of the bridge,
Yeah.
boats.
yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Yok yok o kesilmiş bir ağaç kasabayla ilgili bir şey.
area is that the Michelson family lives here, along with the Luna Sullivan family. But the Michelson family, of course, you will recognize them from.
Şu ev çok güzelmiş.
And I wanted to just mention, I saw a lot of players talking about names for this, and there was some definite thought going into those names, and you can learn
Bu
more
da
about
güzel
it
bir evmiş
if
bu
you,
arada.
dig into that. But yeah.
Abi adam bebeği alıp iskeleye gidebiliyoruzu büyük bir şeyle heyecanla anlatıyor.
But that is.
Ben Sims 2 oynamadım.
Yep. There's also this empty
Zor
lot.
geldi bana. Bir yere
And,
gitmek, işte
yeah, this was
gezmek
actually
falan.
A starter home built by Lil Simsy.
Nice.
Bak
But
şu
we
sağdaki
have
şeyde
upgraded it
yapıyorsun
to be
ağaç
super
evi.
fancy.
You've improved it, Morgan.
I've improved
You've
it.
improved it.
Oh
Or
my.
I mean, if little Simsy is here, Morgan has ruined it. I can't believe she would do this to your lot. To help show off some of the stuff, some of the cool stuff in growing together.
Yeah, because it looks really it's great before. So the thing I love about this starter that she built is that it has 4 bedrooms already. Starting off, you start off with all 4 bedrooms that they have here. So you need, I think, 2 or 3 Sims you can move in as a starter home, but it lets you start off with an infant and just move in. It's
Very cool, yeah.
it's
And
one of-
also very cool if ever tried to build a starter with the kind
Şuradaki oyuncak neymiş ya?
but being able to bring that family right in, very, very welcoming home.
We've
Eşyaları
definitely
bakalım.
decorated it here to sort of be a little bit more lived in and show off all of our cool build by
Şu çocuk gibi
assets that
izliyorum
we
yeni
have.
yerde yatmış
So
şöyle
we can
bakıyor
check
ya.
some of them out here in this house.
Aa fotoğraflarını koymuş. Cute.
Before we really hop into gameplay, while it's still fresh in our minds, we've been talking about compatibility.
Yeah.
While we were in build by.
Abi döndürüp döndürüp durmasa da güzel bakabilsek. Şu buzdolabı yeni mi? Yeni sanki o buzdolabı. O buzdolabı da güzel. Mutfak eklememişler ya yine. Eski mutfak şey ya. Ama fırınla buzdolabı şey.
And so
Yeni.
you can see that there's a new icon that wasn't there before. If for this is you have Ron selected, right? For Myra, Mama, and Kara, there's that little icon in the top corner that represents compatibility. We're gonna have Nova kind of walk us through what some of this might mean, or other places where you might be able to see it.
Yeah. So.
Island Living'le mi geldi ya? Parenthood Island Living'le mi geldi? Eco Lifestyle'la geldi mi emin değilim. High School'la gelmedi. Benim bildiğim. Şeyle gelmiş olabilir mi? Onu büyükçüler bilir. Ben çok şey yapamam. Cottage'la mı geldi? Cottage'la geldi aynen.
And like I mentioned before, each of these compatibilities is calculated based on the sim characteristic preferences both sims have chosen, but also checking the other sims' traits, likes and dislikes, and lifestyles versus...
İşte bak bu compatibility'nin çalışması için likes ve dislikes'larının kasabalıların da olması lazım. Yaptınız mı bunu? Ev içinde ben de yaparım bunu.
And it'll just feel a little bit more natural for them to click. When they have bad or awful compatibility, you'll find it much more of a challenge to have them become friends.
Ya da sadece bu kasabadakilere likes, dislikes'ı getirmişlerdir. Diğerlerini sallamışlardır. Bir tane CC yapan arkadaşım var. Bir sorarım ona mutfak kabinlerini. Hatta dur sorayım. Merak ettim.
We can see the new pie menu reorganization that was part of the other aspect of compatibility for conversation topic preferences. You can see here each of the new categories maps to one of the likes and dislikes for conversation topics that we had for each sim. And the important interactions like divorce or breakup or things like that are left uncategorized, so it's a little easier for you to find. Like you can see become best friends. It's left uncategorized.
Sorduk.
You don't want a sim to like decline that because it's in a category they dislike, and we also want to make sure it's easy for you guys to find. Nearly all past interactions added have been subcategorized, so you should find it a little bit easier now to navigate, especially the friendly.
Random atmış.
Get a little cluttered before with all the new interactions we've added. So.
Yeah, I love this. Now that it's been in game, it's really nice to have.
We had a lot of social interactions, didn't we, Morgan? And so I think there's a little bit of a learning curve because previously you would just
Salıncak güzelmiş ya, tatlı.
where it was alphabetically and then be like next, it's this one. But being able to find them under these subcategories, I think once you get past that learning curve, is so helpful. And I really love how they match up with the conversation topic preferences, so you get a hint also of if they like or dislike a conversation topic, the social options underneath that might be easier or harder for you to do with that sim.
I'm showing off some of our new interactions that we have across different ages.
Güzel etkileşimler getirmişler, geliştirmişler. Yine benzer şeyler de var ama bu kısım güzel olmuş. Mod gibi olmuş gerçekten. Hoşuma gitti ama bunu geliştirirler.
One of the main ways is through new cross-age interactions. So we've added a host of new interactions available for sims of one age to interact with sims of another age. You can see Mama Lumberjackson is there. A ton of them are new elder interactions.
Secrets mı? Sen Sakaya Secrets falan diyor. Give life lesson on responsibility.
Bit here. Give life lessons under deep thoughts. If you have parenthood installed, performing this interaction will raise.
Ya Legacy oynarız en kötü bunda. Aile oynamayı bu ara çok seviyorum Lesso.
Manners, etc.
Yani beklememin sebebi şu an gameplay için bir paket. Kardeşine sen Plant Sim'sin. Sen mesela evlatlıksın değil mi? Ben istersin Mama and Kara. Ne dedim?
funny that that.
konuşmalara göre, yapılan şeylere göre yeni dinamikler çıkacak demiştim.
This is really cool. What we wanted to do was we wanted to, as I talked about in Create a Sim, make it so that you could set up everything you wanted to, right, in Create a Sim, but also at the same time that the game would respond to how you're playing it. That if you don't have dynamics set, or even if you do, that they could, there's a chance of them changing depending on how you are playing with these sims to kind of evolve your sims into the relationship that the game kind of sees in terms of your playstyle.
Legacy güzel olur, bir aile oynanır burada.
But yeah, and toddlers have a bunch of new interactions, like the kick you saw in the trailer. And for most ages, we've added a new family kiss, which you also saw in the trailer too. It's a new.
Bir özellik getirdikleri için bunu bütün simlere koymuşlar. Bak mesela bunda da doğum lekesi var, diğerinde de var. Ve doğum lekeleri Max'siz durmuyor. Bak sen İngilizce okuyorsun. Ben bazen böyle okuyorum geçiyor. Ya da mesela anlıyorum İngilizcesini, o an oyun oynarken çevirmek zor geliyor, eğer video yayınsa geçiyorum direkt.
So some sims will find it harder to gain in a relationship when interacting with other sims of other ages due to different.
Bakayım değmiyor mu?
Some ages will find it easier to.
Ha gerçi toddler orada oturan şu an.
And this also goes for losing.
Unknown color. Alo. Hey bro, it's me, your boy Kyle. Listen, I'm coming over the place, chill for a few days. Aa, babası.
Relationships much faster with other children. Because they just get each other, but they'll struggle to gain relationship quite as fast when interacting.
Seni ziyarete geleceğim ben. Kylie Might kimsin o sen? Gelsin ha, sure, why not? Beni hatırlamadın mı?
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, one of the things that I always like when I think about real life, right, is like kids become friends so quickly. I'm kind of jealous of them because as an adult, I think it actually is harder to build that friendship. But like that combined with the fact that you can have these cross-age differences, like you know, kids being able to build up that friendship quickly, but with other ages maybe being less so, and that being something that kind of underlies all of our more complex social changes with growing together. That was in base game, right? Like that age, kind of those age multiplier are going out to everyone. And laying on top of all the cool stuff that we've done with growing together, like I think really makes me excited about the fact that the social landscape is so much deeper with growing together, and it's really, really cool to be able to.
Paketi olmayanların yani sosyalliği yine aynı kalacak. Bu paketi de insan ilişkileri için alacaksın.
That we have to like kind of we have to wait to catch up. We have to like finish explaining the thing we were talking about. What's going on here, Morgan?
So we got a phone call from our boy Kyle.
Do we know Kyle?
I don't think we know Kyle.
Okay.
So Kyle is like, wait, you don't remember me? Dude, you're so funny. Seriously, never change. Maybe you should read it. You always read these really good.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't quite know who Kyle is, but it sounds like he might be the kind of person who's like, hey bro, it's me, your boy Kyle. Listen, I'm coming over to your place to chill for a few days, just like old times. Doesn't that sound?
Hey, Mr. White. Yo, Mr. White.
You don't remember me?
Mr. White, it's me, your boy, Pinkman.
Never change. Hope you have some juice ready. It's gonna be lit. I think we should have Kyle over.
Sure, why not?
He sounds like a fun time.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Oh,
we got a milestone too.
We got a milestone.
You.
Let's talk about Kyle first. No,
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay, no. I'm saving milestones. Okay.
Sen kimsin reis?
This is Kyle.
This is Kyle. What a dreamboat.
Look at that. Look at that suitcase. That's the real dreamboat.
That's
here.
yes. Okay, sorry. I was looking at Kyle. You were looking at the suitcase. He's bringing a really cool suitcase in here.
Yeah, into our house. Into our home.
Selamünaleyküm.
Okay.
Mesela butler'lara oda atamamız gerekiyor ya, böyle misafirlere de bir yatak vermemiz gerekiyor.
Kyle is part of our new temporary stays system that we are. You're just gonna open it like
Aa,
rude.
bagajını açtık.
These
Oha.
suitcases are really cool. Sorry, what do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the suitcases? The suitcases are really cool. Our temporary stays will bring them over. They're also available in the catalog as well. You can just kind of put them down, and they work kind of like a dresser, right? So you can do.
Bu güzel olmuş ya. Dolap koyamadığın yere bunu koy. Bayağı iyi bu.
Mobile. They're a little more fun. You can take them places. And Kyle brought his because he's staying for a bit.
Gel bakalım Luna.
Uy,
öküz bana.
He's gonna be here for a while, and that's something that our new temporary stay system allows.
Hey
one of the
dude,
cool things I
it's
think
me,
about our
Luna.
temporary stay system is that
Can I come
we have
over
Kyle
for a
coming
few
over
days?
as a temporary stay that was sort of an opportunity from the game that presented itself, right? Kyle was like, "Hey, I'm your boy. I'm coming over." And you can be like, yeah, sure. Or I think the other option was like, I don't know you, man. I don't know who you are. But there are a variety of different kind of different. This is what I was talking about when I was. Oh, you're just he's spilling some secrets. Do you want to read this? I don't know what you want me to talk about. No, it's okay. Yeah, no, you just want to spend time with Kyle. Is that they're kind of this is what I was talking about when I was talking about kind of like these story opportunities, right? These little kind of like the story
Uyumadı ya.
is that we have temporary stays that will show up and be like, hey, is this something that you want to add to your Sim story?
Sen
Whether it's
sokaya
Kyle
secrets
visiting,
falan
whether
diyor.
it's kind of extended family coming to stay over. I think family friends, there's one where they suggest that they come over because they're maybe going through a tough time and they need someplace to stay. An old friend that's crashing. I think there's like another one that's like a long lost family member that is trying to reconnect. But all
Gelenlerin ne kadar kalacağını da görüyoruz.
have chances of kind of popping up and saying, hey, do you want to invite this temporary stay over to your home? You can see from the calendar that Kyle's going to be here for what, 6 days?
Oha.
And he's going to hang out and he's going to
Bir mevsim kalıyor.
kind of a true member of your household during that time. He's going to like, I think each of the different temporary stays maybe has a little bit of special behavior. You may
can
see
actually
Kyle.
ask him to help out, or you can ask him to relax. I asked him to help out because I want him to help out.
So he's gonna maybe help with the kids,
Yeah.
clean up, stuff
Like
like
if you're
that.
gonna stay here, we got a lot of kids.
Yeah, you gotta help out.
We have a lot of kids here.
We have a big family. Thanks for coming over.
Yetişe baksana Allah aşkına.
Please, Kyle.
Tabii.
The other thing, you had the calendar open. If you pop that back
Ne
open,
oldu
and you
aşkım?
can't do it now because I think Kyle is
Yok
here.
bir şey.
But you can, and I don't want you to make him leave. I want him to stay. But you can also, through the calendar, initiate a temporary stay yourself. So if you're like, hey, we just had another baby. I'm doing a challenge. I'm having a lot of babies.
Her dad actually lives in another lot.
Okay.
And if Kyle hadn't shown up, I was going to have later on her call her dad and ask her dad to come stay and
invite
help
them
out with the
over.
kids.
Yeah. And so that's something where you can initiate that as well. You can select a kind of
Gözlerini
like
kapat,
week
cin gibi
stay,
bakma
I think
bana
it's
ya,
something like 1 to 6
korkutuyorsun.
days. And kind of start off that story yourself. So again, sort of like another kind of reflection of the goal in this pack, which was to give players the agency to kind of start these moments of drama themselves, or have them invited into moments of drama through like Kyle showing up and being like, you know what if I just crash for a little bit?
And we've had this in a few packs where there's like a special gossip interaction on like the townies that live there, and Kyle's got some delightful ones. So I'm gonna have to read these again.
Milletin dedikodusunu yapıyoruz Sansokaya'daki.
So this you were asking Kyle.
I asked him about what's going on in San Francisco, man.
I don't know, man. It's just been a week, you know. Just you ever see something?
Dedikodu yapıyoruz kasabalılarla alakalı, kasabada olanlarla alakalı.
I set my llama berry power sip on a bench.
Muhafazakar bir kasabada dövme yaptıran kızın hazin sonu.
Like, knocked it over. Full can, total waste. I'm clawing my way back to normalcy, man, but it's a long road. He loves his power sip. I think like I was saying, like some of them have some special things they might do while they're there.
Nurcan paşayı paşacakmış.
Drinking some power sip or leaving some cans around if you have him over.
Yeah, so we'll see how Kyle does. He's already taking care of our baby
out.
here, you know, helping out. Let's see, something I was going to show off before Kyle showed up was, by the way, I would like to point out our toddler has been sitting here this whole time.
Oh, in the high chair.
In the high chair.
Just chilling. not needing to be taken out.
Not needing to be taken out.
I'm really happy that we are able to kind of get that quality of life improvement to the high chair and get some of those annoyances that might be happening right now to.
I'm thinking maybe let's look at the newborn stuff first.
Okay.
Uyuyacak ha.
Right,
Okay.
because we do have a newborn in this household as well.
Yeah.
Vallahi uyuyacak. İlgi
Yeah, we showed off
onda
some of
olsun
the
istiyor
newborn stuff that
Luna'nın
is coming to base game.
şeyi
One of the
o.
cool things
Onunla
that
ilgilenmediğimde
I've noticed,
deliriyor. Hep mesela bilgisayara oturayım, ekranın arkasına geçer.
right now is that you also have the ability to change your outfit. We have a bunch of new outfits for our newborns, which are really cool.
My favorite
Tatlı.
is
Bunu eklemeleri güzel olmuş.
Sophisticated.
So-
Is that because of the name?
because
So
actually it
En
looks
azından
like
bir
a
şey
crab
eklemişler
outfit to me.
bebelere.
I don't see the fish, but I like the name. Yes.
yeah, sophisticated. It does sound better than so crabsticated.
Crab-icated. Yeah, that doesn't make
But that's
much
really
sense.
cute. You have a bunch of new outfits that you can put on your newborns.
Yes. And you saw there is the kiss interaction.
Kızım.
And I think that's available.
Mimişler.
For ages, as kind of Nova talked about, we wanted to, when we're looking at family interactions, one of the things we really wanted to do is make it so that a bunch of our ages, especially our younger ages, could interact where they could, right? Sometimes they're physically just like too small to do something, but where we could, we wanted to add the ability to kind of like show affection to your family members.
Yeah.
2 saattir hiçbir şey
And then one of the
göstermediler.
things that
Evet,
this will be a
hiçbir şey
pattern
göstermediler.
go up the ages as well, but we added a few different
I think I accidentally had this.
Gerizekalılar.
off. I'd love to see
Otonomiyi
some of them.
kapatmışlar.
So I'm gonna turn it on.
some of the some temperaments to our newborns, so that every newborn will not be exactly
Oh,
the same.
yeah.
Some will be a little.
Şu yere
bit
koydukları
needier,
şey
some will
çok
be a little
tatlı
bit
ya.
easier to care for, and that's something that again you'll see a pattern. That was a goal, right? To really inject some of those younger Sims with a
Kuyruğa bak.
of personality and an additional sort of individuality as you.
Aha çocuk yerden kaçıyor.
To really see them.
Bence de eğlence modu çok güzel.
Speaking of personality and individuality, we just
Düşünsene bir anda
discovered
T-poza
another
geçiyor
thing, and I
bütün
think we're
Simler.
about
Hiçbir
ready
şey
to
yapmıyorlar.
discover Something also on our toddler here
Whoa,
at the
okay.
same time.
Bu quick şey işte ya, Better
About
Better Toddlers,
Yeah.
işte and Babies diye bir mod var. Orada böyle küçük küçük yok dişimiz çıktı, yok şeyimiz oldu falan. O sistemmiş.
The name might suggest little quirks of personality that you might discover on our younger Sims. You can see that. So right
Yani
now,
base game'in
this is the lady,
şey
right?
eklentisine
The lady
getirebilecekleri
has
şeyler bence
personality
çok bir
traits
şey yok şu an.
that was set in Create a Sim. You also see
Sadece
this
compatibility
aggressive,
mi
under the trait
getirmişler bu
toddler quirk that we
paketle?
discover. Every toddler and every infant will have 3 different quirks that you can discover. And from each of the age stages, those 3 quirks.
Generations'ta bir sürü şey vardı ya, insanların böyle işte istekleri, işle alakalı düşünceleri falan.
You can kind of tell from those numbers. There's a wide
Bilmiyorum.
variety of possible. That's a lot.
Mayra'ya bak 3200 aldı
That's a lot
günlük.
of money.
Sünder iyi para kazanıyor ya. Günlük 3000 alıyorsun. Ben günlük kaç alıyorum?
Of the possible quirks.
3000 almıyorum.
Taking 3 from that 18. And what I really love about it is it gives them. So you can see Leo here. We've discovered 2 of the 3 now. Sunny was the trait that we picked. But we also discovered that Leo frequently sneezes. Super
Mesela
cute.
şey de getirebilirlerdi.
So
Şu
right
an
now
bak
he's really happy 'cause he's being
dediğin
held.
gibi
Yeah.
hiç şey
But it
yok.
also might mean that if you put him down,
Teenleri,
you might get a
teen
little
eklememişler bile. Teenlere yeni trait, yeni hayat amacı, yeni işte etkileşimler falan getirebilirlerdi. Ne oldu kızım? O patilerini yerim senin. Ne oldu annem? Ne oldu güzel kızım o benim? Kaşarlık yapma, ısırma beni.
But you'll discover that they have these little quirks that really make them feel unique. And like I said, some
Gel.
of them are kind of little cute quirks.
Biraz
Right? Like
otur.
frequently sneezes, it means you're just going to notice that they sneeze a little bit more. But some of them, like aggressive,
Neyi karşıladılar
or,
Allah aşkına?
likes being held. I think there's one where they really enjoy sleeping in a Sim's arms as
Yeah.
opposed to in a crib. They're gonna change the way that you think about that sim. They're gonna change the way that you play with that sim. And I really love that, like, these little things that you can discover about these sims kind of affect
Her
the way
hayat
that you
şeyi
raise them.
için, evresi
In,
için farklı
you know, kind
paket
of gameplay.
çıkartıyorlar.
But
Yanlış
Morgan,
çıktı.
what did you do?
Kyle
This was gonna go.
did it. I didn't do it. Kyle did it.
Uh-oh.
Gelen misafire bak
But-
evi yakıyor.
Do I have an? I do have an alarm. The firemen.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Bu infantslar nereye
really enjoy about
kakalarını yapıyor? Toddler'larla aynı yere mi?
I don't know if you had anything else that you wanted to talk about.
Ben o senin serinden görmüştüm Fahri. Video çekip TV'den izlemek. Şey zannetmiştim. Mesela o trailer'da var ya kamera yere düşüyormuş gibi bir efekt var. Onu getirdiler sanmıştım. Ama o sadece trailer için yapılan bir
They broke our
şeymiş.
brand new oven that you can see comes with this expansion pack.
Doesn't look so good now.
No. So there's a new pack cheat for this for growing together where you can oops, I think I have the wrong person selected here.
Right, yeah.
And you can see they also saved the infant. Isn't that nice though?
Çok
but you
üzüldüm
can
ona
see
ya.
there's
Keşke
infant
öyle
quirks. You can
olsaydı.
remove quirks if you were like, well, I want to make my
if
kid
you're like making your infant and you're
I'm
like, they don't
oh,
sneeze
they
that
don't-
much.
Yeah, so you're like, I want them to instead be gassy, or I want them to be a feeding tinkler.
Right.
You can go ahead and add your own or remove ones you don't want.
Yeah.
So-
Really nice. So like, another way of kind of keeping the control in the player's hands if they want to. I would encourage that you let them be who they are. You discover them. I think that's really
I
fun.
think it's fun.
But I understand that like sometimes you want more fine control.
It's like my new favorite thing whenever I get a toddler or an infant. I'm like,
You're
who are they going
yeah,
to be?
Who are they going to be?
Yeah. So,
But
yes.
yeah, as you saw, kind of we were discovering them. The other thing that's really cool is you discover them as they do things related to that, right?
Mhm.
Like I think you discovered that maybe Delaney was aggressive because she was like
Doblo'yu
touching her hair or
sattık.
something, right? So
Yeah.
when they do things that kind of exhibit that behavior, that's when you see it come out. I
And
think
you
that's
can
how-
see too. There's you can see the icons now on the
right,
interactions.
which is like that
Yeah.
is related to that
Yeah.
quirk.
Like I think probably play in water. She
Right,
loves
she loves
water.
water. There you go.
And you're gonna see them do that behavior more
Çocuk
often.
sallanan
so,
sandalye gerizekalı yere
yeah.
düşse çok komik olur. Bak nasıl
Another
sallanıyor.
thing, we just had a fire, right?
did.
And before we also had a milestone pop up.
I think when Kyle came over, there was like a first visitor.
Çocuk niye dışarıda yatıyor?
Leo, and because I think we're gonna get another one. So while we talk
Halıyı
about-
bizim koymamız gerekmiyor muydu? Al işte uyandırıyoruz diyor ki ben de uyandırılmaktan nefret ederim.
Let's see. I'm gonna start having us. Oops, I went to the wrong place. Friendly activities, tummy time together.
Okay, you're gonna spend
So-
some tummy time.
Yeah, she's gonna do some tummy
Yeah.
time with Leo,
Okay.
and let's talk about what we saw earlier, which was it was down here. We had first visitor milestone unlocked
Yes.
for Leo, and
You
then
talk about what milestones might be?
we also
Keşke bunları
just
böyle
had
bir
a
hatıra
fire, so
defteri gibi bir
that's,
şey
gonna be
işleyebilseydik.
interesting, 'cause I think that is
Bildiğin
also-
memory system bu.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, milestones. So you can see we're back in the Simology panel. We were just looking at our traits here before, but now we're looking, if you scroll down, this milestones panel. Entirely new. Love milestones. This is a huge thing that we added in Growing Together. Milestones are really a way that we wanted to be able to kind of show off the big events that happened in a Sim's life.
Gerçekçi yapmıyorlar ki yarısı yok çoğu şey ışınlanmadan ibaret oyununda. Ne yapıyorsun aşkım?
So that I knew that they would be getting that milestone
It's
soon.
almost like we had a plan for the stream before we had a
Utanmıyorsun daha beni ısırırken. Utancın da yok.
I wasn't planned.
No, that wasn't. So I think what's really cool about this is sort of drinking his power sip.
Yuvarlanma
Is that
milestone
milestones
açıldı.
are really important for our infants. I think they're doing something really cool for our infants.
Kıyamam lan bebeğe bak nasıl debeleniyor. Luna aynı sen seni böyle ters çevirsem şişkoluktan debelence.
They have their milestones sort of
Yuvarlan
divided
bakayım
into
kızım.
fine motor, gross
Aynen.
motor, I think social. There's some other milestones like firsts that are going to be things that or life milestones that are going to be more
Evet,
broad.
evet.
But the thing
Görüyorsunuz bir infant nasıl yuvarlanır.
it's this kind
Evet.
of new way of allowing your Sims when they're parenting an infant, your infants when they're growing up, and you as a player to sort of track the progression of your infants.
Gazını çıkartıyoruz. Dur aşkım.
sort of more specific way than
Uç bakalım.
a skill bar, right? Like in ways that we've done before, where
Lunişko.
your skill bar goes up and you go a different level. The milestones are sort of tracking, and if you've ever been a parent or been around a parent and talking with a parent of an infant, you'll know that milestones are really important in real life as well in terms of like.
Luna'nın milestone açıldı, yolladım onu. Yeter ona bu gecelik.
The next thing that's up for them, that is sort of tracking the way that they are growing up, that they are getting toward the skills and kind of like physical abilities that they need to build as an infant.
Neşeli bir çocuk olacak. Bak yine düştü bebek yere. Aga tutsanıza bebeği, yazık günah. Ay gülümseme milestone açılmış.
Not fully colored in that have the like dotted outline to sort of indicate what might be next.
Abi evet, teenleri araba kullanmayı öğretmek. İşte bizim teenler de camdan kaçabiliyor Fahri, öyle düşün. Bizimki Antalya'da kuş kafasının duvarı. Ya kıyamam. Salak kediler çok salak ya. Yalnız şey çok tatlıymış, halı çok güzel değil mi? O CHP'li teyzeye bak, hiç fıtığı mıtığı yok, nasıl yuvarlanıyor yerde. Ben o kadar hızlı yuvarlanamam.
They don't have milestones like being able to roll over or sit up or anything like that, and so you need to take a lot of care of them. And then what you'll see is that as you gain milestones,
Podaları havada yakalarınızda bebekleri neden tutmuyorsunuz? Atıyorlar yere, direkt çocukları bulutun üstünde yere iniyor. Jenna is sunny infant. These infants are bursting with smiles and giggles, enjoying engaging with other sims, but they do require more social attention. Ha, bunlarla daha çok ilgileneceksin. Ya kredisim ekranının yavaşlığı bence Sims için en büyük sıkıntısı. Bir kıyafet deniyorsun, bilgisayarın ne kadar iyi olursa olsun. Çok şeyler. Try go night night.
But like let's say we take Leo off of this playground and then put down
Evet, çocuk bakarken bir anda mekik çekmek çok iyi.
Just stage up, and I haven't cheated Jenna. I did cheat Leo.
Okay.
So let's put Jenna there. So he can play with it, but Jenna can't do any of these things
and
that
you'll see
Leo
Jenna
can do.
when we put her down, she's lying down, right? She can look at the toys, but she doesn't have all the interactions. She doesn't have those milestones. And so I think for our infants, the milestones not only serve as a way of kind of like tracking what progress they've made through their infancy.
First smile. Tatlı olmuş bu ya. Beğendim bunu. Şu özellik güzel. Tamam da çok yavaş anlatmıyorlarmış. Şey bu böyle. Az bildiğim şeyle sınav kağıdını doldurmaya çalışıyorumdur.
Feel like they're growing up through their infancy and allowing you to see that through the milestones. But that's not like if we had just made milestones for infants, I would already be like, whew, job well done, team.
Bebeği al, bebeği koy, bebek yuvarlansın, bebek gülümsesin. Tamam, anladık, milestone'lar var. Biz oynayarak keşfedebiliriz bunu.
And I think it changes a little bit because after infancy, those milestones are not really about gaining the kind of like core abilities you need to really interact and explore with the world. They're more about
en azından bisiklet sürmeyi öğretebileceğiz ya.
And, I think when you look at milestones across all the ages, the two things that I think are really important to take away are one, as a player, I think there are really cool
Hatıra ya zaten.
timeline of your sim.
River system o. Ben aspiration'larla karıştırmışım, yanlış oldu o.
Look back on it and be like, what are all the things that my sim has done, and being able to see their milestones is just a really cool way of being able to.
Baksana çok tatlı bence.
Made at their current ages, but if they wouldn't have been, and I would have like aged them up over the years, you could actually like click on this and see and go back.
Bence yolu çoğu oyuncuyuz, bence de.
There are, and the other thing that I think is really cool is that
kronolojik olarak sıralama şey de gelmiş bak. Had a baby, made a self-discovery.
Ways to make sure that it feels like a bit of that Sims history. It isn't just an icon for you as a player to look at later and be like, oh yeah, this happened to them. So I'm going to talk about some of the good ones first, as you make a bad one happen to Ron. But we have things like Ron has a milestone for getting
Ama bu da her şeyi mi böyle şey yaptılar? İlk kez altıma yaptım. Bunu hatırlamam ki.
like having a new child.
Bu da mı şey olacak? Bu biraz saçma olmuş. Hani böyle daha önemli belli şeylerde olması daha iyi olurdu bence. Aa, evlilik sertifikası. Ya çok güzel. Evlen. Şu şey de güzelmiş. Boyun ölçmeye yarayan sticker.
Instigated that milestone, and then they give you a way to decorate the house not only with these cool decoratives, but really give this.
Çok tatlı. Bebeğin el izleri ya, çok güzel. Bunlar çok tatlış. Bulut eşyaları gerçekten güzel. Alt değiştirme şeyi de var orada.
With those kind of decoratives can have interactions to reminisce on them, depending on how they felt about that event or what age they are now.
Şu bebek eşyalarının asıl olduğu, havluların olduğu bir şey var ya, o da çok tatlıymış. Eşyalar güzel bu arada.
I would say like you just had a milestone where you have a bladder failure.
Yani her şeyin ilki de kalmasın aklımızda.
The milestone remembers that it was here at Sequoia Cottage,
which is their home.
Unfortunate that was at their home. But what that might mean is in the future, if he is on this lot, which happens to be his home, which he will be, and he, is kind of like waking up from sleep, or there's some other
Şeye baksanıza. Curtain, perdeye. Perde yanlışlıkla alta gelmiş. Bilerek yapmadılarsa.
That was embarrassing, and I'm still here, and that's not great. So unfortunately, because it's not like on a venue or something where he can.
Ay ne esnedim ya.
Or he has to move. He has to uproot his family and be like, you know what? We're moving. I peed on the floor here, and just I can't take it.
Havuz da olabilir
But
ha.
some really cool things. Like the first fire does that. I think if
Ama komik
depending
duruyor,
on where
nasıl
your
öyle?
first fire is, if you are cooking in that
Komik.
location for some time afterward, you might get a little extra stressed, right? And so like some of these milestones that some of the more negative ones, I think especially, like have these sort of these lingering effects that can carry on through your.
Kaynanasıyla beraber yaşıyor Mayra.
Yeah, Ron's kind of unfortunate.
Çok güzel.
He's also
Orta yaş krizleri.
Yeah, I mean, he's just pushing it down.
Yeah, he's just
down the crisis. He loves his family.
But midlife crisis is a new thing that can happen to our.
3 tane farklı yere taşın. Dışarıda bir uyu.
Midlife crises. I was gonna say 4, but
İşte Hazine abla, bu saçma olmuş.
Four different types of midlife crisis that can happen for your sim. These are things that as your sim ages and is growing up through being an adult, they can suddenly kind of feel like they're missing out on life. And you can see that Ron's is the desire for adventure. And what this does is it has him kind of come up with a bunch of goals that he set for himself to be like, you know what, to kind of like satisfy my desire.
Bu nasıl hemen mesela midlife krize girdi? Daha yeni başladık oyuna. Mikrofonumla oynadım.
And these are optional. As a player, you can just be like, you know what? No, suffer through your midlife crisis. I don't care.
Amerika'nın oyunları bunlar. Biz bilmeyiz öyle perde Fahri.
Ron, what you'll see is that the midlife crisis lasts a little bit shorter. You'll get potentially a beneficial kind of mood after the midlife crisis is over.
Happier sim.
Yeah, it depends on how happy you want to make your sim. He also has a workplace rival right now.
Bella
It's another thing.
Not to be a rival.
Yeah, I mean, that's harsh. I know Bella is well liked among everyone, and so having to go up against her. This is something else that can happen if you are in a career. So Ron right now with Bella Goth as his workplace rival won't be able to get a promotion, right? There's some drama going on at work. This is another thing that can come up, and you can.
Senin promosyon almanı engelleyen olay. Atıyorum sana takan müdürü gibi düşün. Hebre yoluna çıkan bir şey.
You can invite Bella over and just like interact with her outside of work to try and resolve it. You can potentially, not that I would ever do any of this with any of my real life work rivals. You can take care of Bella however you want to. And if Bella somehow just isn't on the
Bella'nın
team,
diyor icabına bakabilirsin.
So watch out, all you designers that are making fun of the named worlds that Scott.
I'm just saying. There used to be sequoias in San Sequoia. But that's a fun kind of, again, a little bit of
Keşke
drama that we are
sosyetik ev
adding
kadınlarını
into,
bitirmeseydim
adult Sims,
Fahri.
right? Like one of the things that when we were looking at your Sims growing up and really wanting to cover the gamut of all of their age stages is that we have that growing up for infants and for toddlers, that personality that we're adding. When we were looking
Kokteyline
at adults,
Zeynep
a lot
Hanım.
of it was like,
Yemek
is
yapıp
there
götürelim.
more interesting adult drama that we can add? And so,
Yani
like
bildiğin
Crisis
yetişkin
Assessment,
draması
Crisis
yapacaksınız
Assessment, we've
diyor.
added a burnout
Bak
system
işten
so
çok
that
yoruldum
you're
ya.
going
İş
too
düşürmek...
hard on,
Geçebilir miyiz? Ben şu an
like,
iş düşürmek
skill building,
istemiyorum.
working too hard, your sim may,
Evet çok aile vardı. Sen ona iyi dayandın ya. Hepsine beraber bakmak.
if they're kind of like too mentally taxed, they may need to do something creative. If they've been just doing creative things, they may need to do something that's like a mental break from that. We added, there was another.
Getting tired.
Yeah. That's like, again, like I think I was like, we added the opportunity to be laid off, which is a weird way of putting it. It's not.
We added a lot of fun stuff for adults.
For
we
adults,
just made their
it's like,
lives dramatic.
Man, there's stuff.
Aa
that
kitaplık
that
çok
you need
tatlı
to deal
değil
with, but
mi?
there are positives
Baksanıza
that come
şekli
out of
çok
that, right?
güzel.
You get laid off, and after you, actually what happens is that when you go to work, there's a chance that the company is like going through restructuring or something that means there's
Sanırım
going to be layoffs.
çocukların yaptığı o el işlerinde yeni şeyler gelmiş. Kitaplık çok güzel. O kuzu, koyun, oğlak neyse o da çok güzel duruyor. Onun kesin farklı hayvan swatchları vardır. Şu kitapların üzerine koyduğu uzay mekiği de bak çok güzel duruyor. İnşallah onu biz yapabiliyor. Tıklayabilir misiniz beyefendi oraya?
But yeah, it's a little awkward to be like, we added the opportunity for your sim to be laid off, but it is something new.
Bence de bu
together,
daha güzel.
Yeah, it is a story opportunity, I think, for our players, and making those adult lives feel fuller, right? And feel like your entire lifetime there are things happening that you are both
Squid Game kitaplığı doğru.
dealing with, but also stories that are available for you to tell. Brand new stories that are really adding to all these layers of The Sims 4 as they are right now. Jen is unlocking some milestones too. Yes, you can see that these.
So we've talked about some stuff for infants and toddlers and adults, and some stuff for elders. Let's talk about kids a little bit too.
Okay.
So we talked about these aspirations that they have.
Çocuklara
but
Creative
actually a lot of
Genius.
stuff we added for children.
Aspiration'ları yenilemişler sanırım.
She's getting a confidence pop-up.
Oh, right, that's flying off of her head. I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing.
Aa çevrim olsa keşke.
Right now.
Yep. Children can now have low, neutral, or high confidence. They start off with neutral, and this is kind of like a fluctuating trait throughout their childhood, depending on like how much they're succeeding at things or failing at things, and how like their caregivers are responding. I don't know if she's done anything recently for them to respond to, but for example, under friendly and then compliments, he can praise her effort and social growth.
Right, so she's gained social skill, and so like as a caregiver, or.
Bunu böyle bir tane mi kalacak içinde?
And
Bu
so
biraz
that'll
şey
affect the
olmuş.
child's confidence, right?
Çok bölmüşler
Yeah,
sanki.
but also like I love like she could go on the monkey bars
Çocuk
out
gelişimi
here,
okuyan benim
and
için
if she
güzel
falls
paket.
off, that's going to affect her confidence.
Right. So things that they're doing on their own, certainly the way the caregivers are interacting with them as well.
And you can see she's confident right now because like she believes in herself because she is confident. It's just going to make it kind of better.
Kendine güvenen bir
If she has low
sim.
confidence, she might get a fear that wasn't there before, and she's going to start like feeling like bad about things, and it might start like
Yapılabiliyor
spiraling,
muymuş
right?
ki?
So,
Yeah, so it affects kind of their like day to day as well. I was gonna say, what happens when a kid ages up with high or low confidence?
they get a locked-in trait that is either low or high self-esteem. If their confidence was neutral, nothing happens. But if they had high confidence or low confidence, that'll as a teen they'll have high or low self-esteem, and then that just carries
And that'll
with
carry
them the
through.
rest of their
And
life.
like do some of the same stuff where they will kind of show that through different moodlets that they may get when they're doing different things, even when they're older.
So I'm gonna make her practice piano, even though she doesn't like practicing piano.
Okay.
Because number one, it's a standing piano that takes up 4 slots, not 6. And I'm just gonna show
Bu pembe olan piyano değil mi?
And I know that some of our
Herkesin
we
şeyde
showed
çok
off
beğendiği.
this piano in some,
Aa tatlı.
trailers,
Oha.
but I think we showed it off before with some of the really artful and beautiful kind of variants, but not necessarily the kind of just like for.
Ben 8'de oynamayı sevmiyorum ya.
We have a bunch of them. Just have a brown one.
8 simle oynamak bana çok zor geliyor.
I like the ones that have art on them, but a wide variety of these pianos that are available.
Şu mavili falan alın, güzelmiş piyanoyu çok sevdim. Simlerim artık piyano çalacak.
Check out some new stuff for children that we added in here when she gets here.
Bilmiyorum, çok zor geliyor bana simlere bakmak.
You can see now when any sim is gaining a skill, they'll now have a icon for that skill they're gaining above their head.
Yes.
That kind of helps you. But for children, they actually we've separated this out where children now have their fundamental skills, which were the skills you were already kind of
those seem very
with.
familiar to me. Yeah.
But they also can gain certain adult skills that we felt like we could support or that we were supporting, and we can continue to add to this over time. They will gain adult skills at a slower pace than an adult would gain that skill.
Makes sense.
And they will gain these fundamentals now quicker than they used to.
Okay.
So
İkisi de gelişiyor. Hem creativity'si gelişiyor hem piyanosu gelişiyor. Legacy oynarken falan güzel olur. Yeteneklerini erkenden kazanmaya başlarsın.
She could go to a teen already knowing piano, whereas before, if she played piano her whole childhood, she wouldn't, as a teen, know how to play piano very well.
Right.
So it's one of the ways that like the things you're doing as a child really matter and carry on the rest of their life now.
Yeah, that's a very cool update.
Yeah. I'm personally really excited about this one. Let's see. So
one of the things that I know we were looking at the midlife crisis for Ron, he had a goal that was to take an outdoor nap.
And
right?
Kara also, in her new aspiration, has play pretend in treehouse.
Right. I know we have a treehouse somewhere in this pack. Oh,
I just like a treehouse.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's continue building on it.
Bu pakette gerçekten bir ağaç evi olduğunu biliyorum. Bu o mu? Yok. Öyle bir ağaç yetişmiş. Ne salak salak sorular bunlar ya. Şeyin arayüzü değişmiş ya. Güzel olmuş. Yeteneklerin falan üstünde çıkıyor. Tatlı olmuş baloncuk baloncuk. Güzel duruyor. Ve onun da beyni gelişiyor.
Go for it. I'm gonna grab it.
Sadece izliyorsun çocuk. 2 çivi mivi götür anneannene.
Yeah, so you can see that we have a partially built treehouse here. When it's purchased, it's fully unbuilt base that allows multiple sims to build together. So when a sim starts to build, they just have to be a teen or older, and then children can join in as well to help out with the process.
Neye yardım ediyor? Dikiliyor öyle boş boş.
Different parts of the treehouse, pulling out blueprints, etc. But yeah, and then you see the finished
It's built.
treehouse.
Yeah.
Once it's fully built, it becomes functional. Sims can go up and down via the ladder. They can play on the balcony and sit on the bench and interact.
Süsleyebiliyoruz. Farklı oyunlar oynayabiliyoruz. Anneanne benden genç zaten.
Or do other things as well too, but
Kesin Woohoo'da yapabiliyorlar. Do other things dedi.
A decoration state onto the treehouse once it's fully built. And each of those decoration states are going to match different play pretend sort of scenarios that children can have.
Mesela burada yatınca dışarıda yatmış sayılacak.
Oh wait, what?
the different
yes,
styles.
yes. Sorry. There's so much you could do with it.
Yeah, so there's the
Kendini prenses kulede falan hayal ediyor. Çok tatlı.
Playing pretend as a fairy tale princess, and you can decorate the treehouse to look like a fairy tale castle to match.
Çok tatlı.
Island Castaway, whatever matches your child sims.
Fairy tale.
Ideas and what they
Fairy tale. Fairy tale.
On the enclosure, as you could see, we could have sims relaxing or sleeping. We can also have adult sims woohoo in the enclosure. So there is a new woohoo on the treehouse. And the treehouse can also be upgraded from this point too. So we have an awesome functional treehouse, but we can give it
Upgradeleyip bel ekleyebilir. Çok güzel.
The slide or slide down it. Lights to keep the treehouse lit up, or a sliding pole that sims can slide
Tatlı.
down and exit. You just need to have an adult sim with handiness, skill, and some upgrade parts. You can add all these super cool parts to the treehouse.
Yeah, we added them through the magic of debug cheats here, but they are built like the treehouse, right? You're like your Sims go.
Oradan nasıl tırmanacak? O bir kere çok dik, oradan tırmanamaz.
I like to you can adjust the lights if I want it on this one specifically. For this light, I can make it. You can't tell because it's daytime, but you can adjust them to be different too. So that's cool.
Yep, and it'll really shine at night as well when the color is changed. You can also place objects on the treehouse balcony. So as you saw earlier, you can drive on the small telescope. Basically a whole host of children's toys, activity tables, Blarfy, like the big stuffed animals, doll houses, a science table, VR gaming mat can go up there. So like there's a bunch of different options that you can
Tatlı ya böyle
and children or anyone
upgradeledi ya.
Is there a way to find those?
Bu güzel olmuş ya.
So here in Build By, you can search for the tag placeable on Treehouse.
Kaç para lan bir treehouse?
Different categories for each of those objects.
Kaç para lan bir treehouse?
On there, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool.
Placeable diye arayınca çıkıyor hepsi.
It is
Ağaç mağaça koyuyor. Ağaç mağaça yalnız. Ağacın içine ağaç.
You can actually then have, for example, Kara could look through the telescope while on the treehouse.
Yep.
Very cool.
Exactly.
It's like you can really customize the treehouse to how you want it.
Altına şey koyuyor, çok tatlı.
Yeah, I was gonna say like they're just none of them are going to work or going to school. They keep them home. We gotta keep them home. One of the I think I said
O sırada apartmanda yaşayan sizler.
I feel like the treehouse is one of, if not the, like.
Bakın o bizim işimizin önündeki engel, promosyonumuzun önündeki engelde. Ona şey yapabiliyoruz, pusu kurabiliyoruz, sabotaj yapabiliyoruz. Onu aradan çıkartmak için. Ama mesela başarısız olsa sabotajımız bizi işten mi atıyorlar?
No adults, it's just kids, right? Stuff like that. We have the enclosure that you mentioned.
Sadece çocuklar için izin verebiliyoruz. Çok güzel ya.
I really love this thing.
Another cool object we have for kids. Sure. Another cool object we have for kids is this bike. So I actually can't travel around or ride it.
Önce öğrenmesi gerekiyor. Bu da çok güzel.
Kid, and you need to learn how to bike, Morgan.
Şey olsa da güzel olur. Mesela çocukken öğrenmeyen biri direkt bisiklet kullanmayı öğrenemese, bisikleti hani öğrendikten sonra kullanabilseler de güzel olur. Büyükler için de geçerli. Bazı insanlar mesela küçükken öğrenmiyor, kalıyor öyle. Öyle bir şey de olabilir.
Nice. Really putting the best bits of ourselves into this game. So for our kids, right? Like our adults have bikes, and our adults kind of ride bikes already because they're grown up and they know how to do it. But with our kids, we felt like it didn't necessarily feel realistic to be like our kids can just know how to ride a bike right off the bat, and so they
bisiklet kullanmayı bilmiyor musun Fahir?
And once they've kind of mastered being able to ride a bike, then they can use it as a vehicle for traveling, much like our adults can. So then they can kind of ride it around and they can take it to different lots and stuff like that. But we also added some cool things with it's a stone if we can get Kara there. Your bare head does not want to stay out.
Babası böyle arkadan salıyor, gidiyor, yapışıyor yere falan. Keşke düşseler.
Right, if you go to the store and you're like buying an adult version of something versus a kid's version of something, kids version of things are cooler. What's really cool about these kids bikes, I think we have 6 new kids bikes with variants.
6 tane bisiklet varmış.
The kids bikes have like slightly different accessories, and so you can see this one has a horn. I think maybe this one has a light as well. If it was nighttime, we would see it shining. But there's like a horn and a light and like a noisemaker that can change even the way that it sounds when you're riding it. And depending on which kids bike you buy, it has like a different kind of configuration of those sort of upgrades or accessories on the bike.
We also have some adult bikes as well. Yep. So adults have some bikes in this pack they can ride too.
Ride together. I think adults can help our kids like learn how to ride a bike, right? And that can be one milestone as well.
While you're trying to learn your bike, you can sometimes hit your head and make your tooth fall out.
Oh right, loose teeth.
You can actually
Does
see.
she have a loose tooth right now?
She does.
Ah.
I cheated it right
That's why
now,
it has
so
that
it's
zero.
why it has
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
I cheated it
Yeah.
on. But okay, yeah,
Ron's going for it.
yeah. He's just sabotaging. I set him to sabotage work rival at work.
Mhm.
He could also befriend them. So I mean, anyways. But she, yeah. So she has a loose tooth, so we could wiggle it. But let's. go ahead and
Sabotaj
pull it
yapıyor
out.
ya.
Oh.
Bu kadar inanılmaz. Ayaklarımız. Aa dişi.
All right, so now your tooth is out.
Yeah, and,
Kara it no longer has a loose tooth, but now has like a missing tooth.
and we get her to smile here. We can
Gül
see
bakalım.
You,
it. Open your mouth. Where are you going?
you'll never see it.
I'll never
Open
see
your
it.
mouth.
Well, she has a tooth gap there where she lost her tooth. It's there.
Aç çocuğum ağzını. Aç.
Being very uncooperative. But you have a loose tooth now, and you can take that tooth, and you can, if you were to click on like her bed, for example,
Yatı yastığının altına koyacak değil mi?
you now can place
Yes.
her go to sleep, and when she wakes up, she'd be able to.
Galiba var ya bisiklet. Geldi dedi yetişkinler içinde var bu bisikletten demedi mi?
Surprise from the tooth fairy.
And
Uyan
so
bakayım
when she,
çocuğum.
wakes up, then you'll get kind of a nice little moment of a lost tooth.
Tooth fairy time.
She got a milestone. She got some new reward objects.
Aa.
And some money as well.
Some money as well.
Alright. Yeah, and this is like
Oha.
we're talking about milestones, right? Like you get a cute little kind of like tooth certificate.
Sertifika geliyor ilk dişi diye ve biraz para geliyor.
I know a good place we could potentially put that tooth certificate. Maybe we check out these.
Oh, these little boxes.
These little boxes. We have 3 of them. Kind of an ornate one. We have a kind of a cheapskate. I don't know who named that. Workplace rival.
A keepsake box. Yes.
And a basic one.
Yes.
This is an elder sim, so she's able to designate this keepsake
Yeah.
box as their family keepsake box.
These keepsake boxes are one of my favorite things in this pack because they're small. There's not, they're not super complicated. But when I talked about our milestones and kind of decorative objects you got from the milestones, one of the things that I really love about this pack when I've been playing with it is that you really get to enjoy
Aile sandığı gibi bir şey.
history with this pack that we haven't had an opportunity to do before.
İşte bunun içine atıyorum kolye molye koyuyorsun.
Which is
Çocuğun ilk dişi, fotoğrafları koyuyorsun. Anıları biriktirdiğin bir şey tatlı olmuş bence.
Keepsake box is the memento that you want to pass on. And then one of the really cool things that you can do
İçine koyuyorsun,
then
içine
if
duruyor.
you are,
Aynen, altınlarını koyuyor.
somebody else in your family is you can then pass that on to that family member.
Şurası çok güzel ya.
Through that, you can have this sense of an object that has meaning for the family and is able to be is able to kind of like keep that meaning through generations, right? And you can see that
İşte
it's also
jenerasyonlar boyunca aileden aileye verebileceğin anılar
you
işte.
can put things that have meaning, maybe
Hepsinin bir fotoğrafını koyarsın, bir şeyini koyarsın, bir bileziğini, kolyesini, bir şeyini koyarsın.
And then the other interaction that's
Güzel olur bence, tatlı olmuş, güzel
it's a fun
düşünülmüş.
little kind of interaction that lets you mess with family dynamics a little bit. So it lets you like use the power of kind of the legacy of your family to change a dynamic that might be set that you might not like right now.
You might also be seeing in her inventory she has a friendship bracelet.
Mhm.
That was made by
Arkadaş
her.
bileziği
And
kendisi
Kara
yapmış.
actually also has one.
Oh, okay.
Aa
This
çok
is a new
tatlı.
object called the friendship bracelet kit. And you can click on that to make
Aa,
friendship bracelets.
bilezik yapabiliyor
Different ones that are
çocuklar.
really cute. You can make. And we also updated it so if you have like nifty knitting, you can do it
Activity
here,
table,
or you can do it on activity
Tatlı
table.
olmuş.
The knitting basket from Nifty Knitting, yes.
I
or
think the
this,
crochet box as well.
Oh,
or
cool.
The
The cross stitch.
cross stitch.
Yeah.
And so those are also objects you can do that, but we have to have a friend.
Right. So if you each have made a friendship bracelet, you can then exchange them.
Or if it's a sim in another household, they don't have to necessarily have made one. But
Okay.
because they both live in the same household, we made them.
Okay,
So we can
so
exchange
Mama and
them.
Kara are gonna exchange friendship bracelets here.
Yeah, they are. So, so Kara's gonna come here and exchange it. Slow this down. She says, "You wanna exchange friendship bracelets? You'd want to give me a friendship bracelet?"
Boom.
Çok tatlı.
So they've exchanged friendship bracelets.
And you
They
can see
now
it on
have-
their hands now.
Oh yeah, you can see it on
And
their
you can see
wrists, and they have
hers was
each
made
other,
by
right?
Kara, and hers was made by Mama now.
Nice.
And they both have it on their hands.
Nerede? Aa,
And they'll
kolunda.
eventually get worn out and fall off.
Okay.
But for now, they have them.
They have a special friendship bond. I think we added another really cool kind of like interaction that you can do while you're wearing each other's friendship bracelets.
I think it's under affection,
Yeah,
bracelet, buddy.
fist bump.
If you do this, Kara has another friend, and if she were to do this in front of
Aa,
Gonzalo might get kind of jealous.
Oh, right, because he's like, why didn't I get a friendship bracelet? Why are you doing this bracelet buddy fist bump with somebody else?
Like,
bence de tatlı
Right.
olmuş. O kutu da güzeldi bu arada.
Yeah.
Because you can only exchange friendship bracelets with one sim, right?
Yes.
That's the rule. That's the rules of friendship.
Aa, kavga ettiğimizde "Aa, bileziğimi bana geri ver" de diyebiliyormuşuz.
Uh-huh. You were saying that you exchange friendship bracelets with someone, and then they demand. Look, oh my! I cannot believe that you did that with Kara.
She's gonna have this memory with her grandma forever. So sad. She was hurt.
Would you give her a hurt sentiment?
Kıyamisu.
But yes, this happened to me, and I'm still
Okay,
hurt as an
yeah.
adult. So
And then you
she's probably lives with her forever. You know,
Right.
she'll probably forever remember.
when Kara grows up to be a game developer and is doing a stream, she'll be like, "Remember that time that my grandmother demanded the friendship?"
And then I went to work, and they made me take the feature bracelet that made me remember that really sad moment in my childhood, and
Yeah.
I worked on it.
So really, I understand it's a really personal connection there. I think friendship bracelets are cool. I think you can tell some cool stories there, as you can see, and then some really cool touches in terms of being able to wear them.
Some other things to show off. We've got this play mat that they can play on. Over here we have
Çok uykum geldi ya.
a diaper changing.
Ne kadar yavaş yapıyorlar yayını.
Use her diaper real quick. Yeah. And if she uses her diaper, then we can actually change her diaper. And this also works for toddlers who have changed their diaper as well. But not for Delaney, because Delaney's potty trained.
Okay.
I mean, she is, if she used her diaper.
Ha, tam burada altlarını biz değiştiriyoruz. Toddler'lar şey yapacak.
Yeah, these changing tables are really cool. The thing that I really
Pudra
like is
mudra
that
olsaydık. Aa,
you
işe
see
de.
there's a little kind of like diaper pail, trash can. You got the pee on caregiver milestone. Nice.
Ben de teyzemin
Some of
üstüne
these
yapmışım.
milestones are
Benim
just
altımı
a
değiştirmeye
little bit
çalışırken hem de
is
çiş
that the
değil.
diaper pail trash can is kind of like right next to it, is attached to it. What happens is if
Hoş
you have that
olmamış.
attached to your changing table, is the diaper automatically gets put in there. So you don't have to worry about diaper trash. If you don't, then the diaper shows up on the floor. You have to clean it up eventually, or maybe Kyle will take care of it while he's here, or something like that. But that's, I think, a cool little touch with our changing tables.
Another thing, let's just see if we can teleport her there.
She's being carried.
Oh,
She's in the high chair.
Let's have her let her out really quick.
But you were
I
saying-
mentioned we would show off what you can do here with these baby-proofing things, but so this is
Değil mi?
proofed, and you can see she can
Bunlar
try to break
çünkü
loose now.
toddler böyleydi.
So that's like a
Toddler'ı bir
fun
tık
way to play with
büyütmüşler.
wild toddlers.
Right.
Who
Ah.
Even if you baby-proof something, right? There's a chance that they have a breaking out.
Yeah. So that's pretty fun.
Kırmaya çalışıyor. Oha.
Hey, she's out.
Oh, she can't be contained.
But that's cool. That's a cool kind of like little baby-proofing.
Aa, kaçtı belede bak.
So let's go ahead and we also have some other cool objects around here. We have this celebration cannon that might be good for some events we could talk about.
Yeah, we have 3 new events. I don't know if we have time to actually do them in the stream, but we have 3 new events, which are a baby shower. And that is
Slumber
something
party.
that we wanted to make available kind of for all of our new baby stories. So you don't need a pregnant sim to have a baby shower, right? Maybe you're telling an adoption story. or something like that. We have a new family reunion.
Oh yeah, if we wouldn't be able to remove ourselves from the screen for a moment, I kind of surprised and did this out of order. I'm sorry.
A family reunion event.
Ailelerin bir araya gelmesi. Ya Legacy için tam çok güzel olmuş bence. Legacy Challenge'ımız başlıyor bu sefer, hepsini yapacağım. Çünkü yabancıların yaptığı Legacy Challenge'ları böyle 10 nesil falan gideceğim. İnşallah, amin. Ama yapacağım ya. Kendi Legacy'm çok güzel oluyor.
Member of the household joining, whether you have kids that are kind of like wanting to throw a little party of their own and have a sleepover, that slumber party.
Martı vitesine daha. Ya, Whimsy'ye de devam edesim geliyor. Etsem mi acaba ona devam? Çok uzun zaman olmadı onu çekmeye. Şey yapalım, zaten 2-3 bölüm çektim. Bence devam edilebilir. Vay be, Sims'teki çocuklar kahkaha atıyor. Türkiye'deki çocuklar atamıyor. Disney çok geride kaldı ya. 16'sına gelecek Mart'ın paket.
Yeah. So you could be like, hey, mom and dad, come stay with us, and then while they're over, you can throw a family reunion.
Yeah, totally.
As a reward for the family reunions, you also get these really awesome picture frames.
Ya ben geçenlerde Twitter'da gezerken şey gördüm. Nasıl biri gibi Rainbow Legacy gördüm. Sonra kaybettim onu. Sonra tekrar Rainbow Legacy'ye baktığımda o bulduğum kişinin şeyi yoktu. Bir şey diyeceğim. Oha. Oha, çok güzel duruyor. Çok güzel. Çok hoşuma gitti. Baksanıza şu frame'lere. Frame çerçeve. Çok tatlı duruyor.
So it's kind of late at night. Let's go ahead and have Ron and Mira go out together for like a late night date night to the anchor point. We'll go here to our new library. This one was built by Deliberate.
Niye late night'ta sevgilimle kocamla beraber kütüphaneye gidiyorum ya? Ne alaka? Ne mana?
Yeah, I'm happy to, although I'm still emotionally recovering from Kyle Kyleson starting a fire. I just needed to say, I think that is Simgur O'Connor's finest design moment. Not the fire, just Kyle. But anyway, so here's Anchor Point Wharf, and we were kind of thinking about...
Şehir çok karışık geldi. Bir tarafı böyle şehir gibi, bir tarafı daha Brindleton Bay gibi. Bir garip yani. Anlamadım. Liman şehri olacakmış ama olamamış gibi de.
The Robles family is still present. We'll see them in another neighborhood, but their family house is the main one is down here. My favorite thing about this is I wanted this to feel like kind of you could see the original house and then the addition as this family kept expanding out.
Tatlı olmuş. Değişik olmuş.
Just watching as your family grows and grows and you're trying to figure out what to do there. So that's their lot. And then let's see, what else do we have here? We have a nice little square area where there's a piano that you can come out and play. There is a food stand that you can visit. Yeah, I love this food stand so much. So you can stop by, get a little bit to eat, get some samosa, and go from there. And let's see, I think the main thing, aside from the library, which I also just love because it's so family friendly, we have a little area set up for parents. And oh, is that Bernice playing piano?
Sokağın ortasında piyano çalmak da ne bileyim.
Yay! I love this piano too. I play piano, so this is huge for me. But
pakette tatlı bir şey vardır. O sırada yaptığım, yani tatlı bir şey yapmışımdır ve onu her yerde sergilemek istiyorumdur. Kasabanın ortasına koyayım. Sinema koymuşlar. Keşke içine de girebilseydik ama çok bug olur diye.
You can see different genres reflected on the outside and with the sound as well. And when you go into this theater, while you're not able to see it yourself, things do happen in there. There may be some riveting events that take place when you're there.
Çocuk nasıl 5. seviye oldu ya? 2 saatte nasıl çocuk 5. seviye creativity'ye ulaşmış olabilir?
saw that there were different genres of movies.
Zaten bununla ilgili de bir mod vardı. Dışarıya event'e gidiyorlardı. Social events olması lazım. Öyle bir mod vardı. More social events diye. Ben yolluyordum arada.
Child family movie. But like a sim who likes romance is probably going to be pretty down for Pax and Prejudice, which they turned into
They
a movie.
adapted it.
They
That was a book,
adapted it.
right? Yeah.
Yes. It
Çok
always makes
uykum
me think
geldi
that
ya.
the movie theater was
Saat
really
kaç?
nostalgic for me, so that's nice.
12'ymiş daha.
And I love the way this lights up at night.
Yeah.
They did an amazing job with that. You can also see the fog rolling off the bay at night, which I think is really cool and also amazing.
Golden
And the way this,
Gate'miş
bridge
aslında
lights up
orası.
and you can see all the cars on it.
All right, so they came out of this movie.
So she liked it.
Swoons galore.
I think it looks like he liked it
Oh,
too.
what a successful date night.
Oh, look at that.
Aa, aşkım çok güzel
And they say
filmdi.
romance is dead.
It's not.
All you just gotta go watch an adaptation of a Jane Austen starring werewolves.
Aa, çok tatlı çocuklar için kütüphanede yer yapmışlar da hangi kütüphanede bu kadar bebekler için yer var
Like these
gerçekten.
bookshelves, which are interlockable. This is like an end to this bookshelf, so you could build it like that. Upstairs we have more of these bookshelves in like different layouts, and yeah, Deli did a great job building this library here. That's like a really cool family-friendly one. You can see our new changing table here. It's like a public changing table.
Oh yeah.
Aa, bu tatlı olmuş.
That's super cool. And like a little nursing room here for the infants, and I think and this awesome little play area. I think it's a great library. Okay.
Güzel,
So
beğendim.
let's go
Like
ahead and
it.
travel to the other neighborhood as well.
Gidelim canım.
Neighborhood, right? This one contains, I think, a new. Taking everyone.
Let's
Even
bring
the-
it through. The firemen too.
No, it's
Oh no, I
too
can't
many
bring
people.
that. Okay. Fine, we'll just bring our family.
Contains our new venue.
Do you want to tell us about this neighborhood?
İyiyim canım,
as
sen
well?
nasılsın?
Yeah, I would be happy to. We'll talk about the venue in a second, but once we load in, I just want to talk in general about Gilbert Gardens, which is, I mentioned before, we talked about Old Stumpy and mentioned that that was, the last remnant of our sequoias. Our friend Gilbert Gilberts is responsible for the deforestation of San Sequoia.
Şu an canım kısmet olur izlemek çekiyor.
About it as his
O kadar uzattılar ki 2 dakikada gösterecekleri şeyleri.
he passed away. So you can kind of see his old house here. There's a nice little lake here where you can fish and yes, swim and do more. You can even walk around it.
Yüzebildiğimiz bir yer varmış. Gölde yüzebiliyoruz.
Might not be out right now, but
Güzel bir park bu arada bu.
be wary.
Oh, maybe there.
We'll just see the bubbles now, but
Okay.
yeah, never know. So yeah, again, there's a little space where you can do some group walking
Oradaki
and
kabarcıklar neyin nesiydi canım?
that's the rec center. We'll go back to it in a sec. The splash pad. So this is okay.
Aa, sulu park. Küçükken benim de böyle gittiğim bir yer vardı annemle. Çok eğlenirdim o suları izlerken. Çaktırmanın içine girmeye çalışırdım. Çok tatlı.
I'm sorry, the timing wasn't great.
Oh, that's
It's alright. Whalebert looks good in any light.
He does. He's the star of this pack.
But we wanted to kind of create this sort of family-friendly thing and just a little splash pad that kind of grew into a big splash pad, honestly, where you can play in the water, watch it, obviously stomp playfully. It might be a great place to bring your dog, I think. I don't know, just if you're up for that.
Even an infant if you're holding it.
Yes, even an infant if you're holding it.
Yeah,
So-
we didn't get a chance to at our home lot because there was just so much to look at. This is obviously for this neighborhood, sort of like bespoke. Our environment team put this together. It looks incredible. But what's really cool is I think almost all of these pieces that you see here are available in the catalog, and you home or on another venue can set it up kind of how you want, right? Each of these kind of like taller.
Bu parkta var ama siz diyor bunu evinize, bahçenize, istediğiniz yere de koyabilirsiniz falan diyor.
Design your own for your own.
Kendi kendinize de böyle dizayn edebilirsiniz diyor.
This isn't the only splash pad, right? Like you can create one at home, but you can also you have the ability to customize based on all of these pieces, which I think is also really really nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit of extra fun if you like that sort of thing, and I hope you do. So yeah, let's move away from that splash pad, and I want to go to the rec center now. I want to talk about rec center.
Yeah. Let's go look at that.
Yeah.
So this one was built by Little Sipsy.
Yeah, and so what I wanted to go for here was, I come from a smaller town where you kind of wanted a central place to do everything, and that's what I was hoping for. So you could come here to make art, play musical instruments. You can come here to work out if you want, just hang out. It's great to book for an event if you wanted to. I know Scott already talked a little bit about some of the
Oha.
events that we can have here. If you wanted to book a lock-in, this is your spot for it.
Community space
Yeah,
gibi
there
bir
are the
şey.
instruments.
Sanat
Of course, the
yapıyorsun.
clown painting, which is
Güzel
super
olmuş.
important for me to add. I may be a bit of a clown freak, but we won't talk about that today.
Spor yapabiliyorsun, sanat yapabiliyorsun.
Yeah, gotta save that
Şu
for
şeyler de
another day.
güzelmiş.
Those game tables
Çocuklar oyun oynayabiliyor. Güzel bir alan yapmışlar.
are
Kasabada bir yer.
and puzzles. I really wanted to create an area especially for elders to come to.
Oyun
socialize,
oynayabiliyorsun.
hang out,
Symbols.
just do whatever they want. So obviously there's a chessboard, but this is mainly for me about the symbols and the puzzles. If you wanted to show that.
Okey de okey oynayabiliyorsun, puzzle
Did I
yapabiliyorsun.
jump the gun? Yes, puzzles.
So they're playing symbols right here, but
Hayır,
I
Scrabble.
think there's some others if you have other packs. But also puzzles, which is my favorite to do here. So let's have her. She change the game to puzzles, and we can actually choose a puzzle. There are a lot of them,
Aa,
like a lot of
oha, bir
puzzles.
sürü puzzle var.
An option here, custom puzzle from reference.
Yes, this is delightful. So we'll do that.
Mesela çocuğumun puzzle'ını yapabilir miyim?
Uh,
Oha,
take a
tatlı.
picture, like our kind of paint by reference, right? And then
Paint gibi. Sonra onu asırız muhtemelen.
and then when you finish it, it'll look like that picture that you took.
Yeah. So
Tatlı olmuş bu.
stop doing that. Oh, she's gonna keep doing it. And we're gonna have her while she's doing this. There's a mischief interaction. We're
Okay.
gonna Kara steal a piece.
Oh, Kara's gonna come over
Yeah.
and take one.
Yeah, she's a little bit mischievous here. So she's going to come and steal a puzzle piece.
Elin adamı bizim CHP'li teyzeyle puzzle yapıyor. Hayırdır?
Type it.
Yeah.
Everybody saw.
Got a piece now.
Yeah. And they're gonna keep working on this. Something I love about the rec center is while I feel like I'm here, I regularly have kids and come by and
It's
like
a nice kids area.
it's
Yeah.
a nice place
It
to
really
meet
is
other
the
kids.
place kind of for families for all ages. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can just kind of hang out and do here.
Tatlı
Yeah,
olmuş.
of course, 'cause I want to see it made.
Okay, yeah.
Beğendim. Bütün ailecek yapabileceğimiz şeyleri
For all ages of
bir arada yapıyoruz.
I think Will Simsey just did an amazing job building this one, and I hope that there's a lot that everyone else could do when they're making their own if they wish to. But yeah, just something for everyone. While they're building, I forgot to mention something kind of important. It actually popped up earlier with Kyle Kyleson, but I wanted to highlight that.
İnsanların uykusu geldi ya. Yeni meslekle ilgili bir şey söylemediler henüz. Çok yavaş ilerliyor yayın şu anda ya.
On some of our pre-mates, if you want to learn a little bit more about them. There's some stuff that I put in. I had hinted before about the Michelsons with the name. If you're a little bit curious to know what's going on there, you can kind of run that to find out more about Celeste's history in particular. It's really important to me personally. And also just for everybody else, if you want to learn details about the Sims themselves or the area, that's the way to do it.
Aa, bak bir tane parçası
They're
eksik.
done here, but it looks like
There's a piece
because
that
she
was
stole a piece,
Kızın
there's a piece
çaldığı
missing.
şey.
You can still like frame it, and you can be like, we're done, right? Like put it up, I guess. But she still has the pieces. Can Kara?
She did, and she stole the finish.
Okay, so she put it back.
We
It's a
can
full
also
puzzle
frame
now.
it.
Yeah. And you can see that there's that lovely puzzle from reference that now you have.
You can put it on
Tatlı
the
duruyor
wall.
ya.
Put
Güzel
it in your,
olmuş. Evet ya 2 saatte bitiyordu. Niye bu kadar yavaş? Ben de 2 saatte biter diye düşündüm.
Too much more.
I did want to show off the walking path.
Yes. Okay. Let's send them for a walk.
So I'm gonna teleport them over here just to get them here quickly. Stop what you're doing. So this is something that's really fun we added for elders. Around this neighborhood there are 3 different walking paths. You can see them on their signs here. But you can choose to
Aa, böyle tuma gidebiliyorsun.
is she leaving?
I think she was running off.
Teyze yürüyüşte yeni manitasıyla şey yapıyor. Ben seviyorum ya küçük küçük şeyleri ama dediğin gibi expansion pack için baktığımda çok yeterli gelmedi bana. Ama tatlı şeyler. Ama modlarla eklenebilecek şeyler bence.
Or ran off to do something, so you might need to wait for her to come back. Maybe she's walking already. But there's one around the lake, right, which is kind of the biggest.
Aha
one.
baga
There's
girdi.
one around the pond.
Yürümüyor, baga girdi. Zort.
Middle-sized one.
Ha, şimdi başladı. 100 saat geçtikten sonra.
Grandma started without her. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm done waiting. But they'll go for these power walks, and you can do this as a group. I
Hani
would
nerede
suggest-
grup?
Well, not while they're leaving the neighborhood already, but they'll kind of stop along the way and drink or stretch, and then also I wanted to show out that like while she was doing this,
And she's gonna go around this kind of like bend here.
they react to the neighborhood with like some of these certain things. So like here they've got the fun topiary, so they'll get a
Okay.
buff for that.
Yeah. So like there's special points around each of these neighborhoods where if you're near them, I think there's one near like Old Stumpy potentially, where you'll get
Or, like,
a sense
the
of just
fisherman
like
statue. Yeah.
kind of the points that might put your sim in a certain mood, but also just like give them a little bit of sense of location.
Yeah, like a way that they're reacting. Another thing I think would be neat to mention, let's see if I can bring him here, is we didn't really show this, but they have made a self-discovery.
Oh right, yeah. This is one of those things where it's like it's a little bit random, or it's not quite random, but there's stuff going on in the background, and we just didn't get a pop up.
I was hoping we would get a pop-up
Right.
during the stream.
But self-discovery is really cool. Maybe you noticed. where you
Evet
look
onu
at
biz de
Ron
söyledik
and
ya.
his
Willow
traits,
Creek
and you
gibi.
might be
Willow
like,
Creek'le
"Wait a
Brindleton
second."
Bay karışımı gibi bir yer olmuş.
Does he have- this is so
Loyal'mış o trait'in adı.
I love it. He's got an extra trait, doesn't he? And that's because with our new self-discovery system, and again, I wish that it had just kind of popped up so we could show it, but again, it's a simulation.
Sandalyeler güzelmiş bu arada. Masalar, sandalyeler. Hoşuma gitti. Tatlı duruyor.
That behind the scenes we're sort of tracking, and there are moments when it can pop up and say the game that how you've been playing Ron, for example, and says what did he discover here? This was
He got ambitious.
So it
and
may have been
I
when
think
he
it
got
was for a
promoted or something.
promotion.
Okay.
Actually,
And so, like here, Ron might have gotten promoted, and at that point, the game would be
Bu
like,
kaçıncı seviye ya mesleğinde bu
Ron
kadar
was
çok
promoted
para
by
alıyor?
from
I think she had a skill to 10.
Okay, so when she got a skill to 10, there are moments where the game reacts to that and it's like, hey, it seems like your sim did this thing. Does that mean maybe they're this trait? And it gives you a pop-up that allows you to accept it or not. So you can be like, no, I'm not playing them that way. But it also is another way that
Küçük ama Willow Creek gibi büyük olsaydı keşke.
sort of evolve, and the game gives you these great opportunities to say, hey, it seems like you're playing your sims this way. Maybe you want to add this family dynamic. Maybe you want to add this new trait. Maybe you want to add this like or dislike based on what's happening right now. And I think this is really cool because it just adds this personality trait to your sim. Another thing that can happen is if you have like opposite personality traits. If you have a slob and you end up cleaning up a lot, the game might be like, you're not really playing this sim like a slob. Do you want them to be neat instead? I'll get rid of slob for you and I'll put in neat instead. And I think that's really cool, again, in terms of like growing together, allowing your sims to grow and evolve in a way that we haven't really done before. I think
Pis simin etraf temizlediğinde neat olabiliyormuş.
The cap is like 6.
Ama sadece growing together olursa oluyor sanırım. Benim anladığım o.
Yeah, it's fun for story.
Yeah.
And just playing the game and seeing how things go with it. I've really enjoyed this and like finding the different ways you unlock them. I think so. That seems like a pretty good overview of our pack of
Nice.
growing together.
Yeah, there's so much in this pack. I am so excited for people to get their hands on it and start playing with it.
Mesela ne gibi so much
It
insight?
deepens your relationships. It makes your family matter more. It gets drama in your game. It makes all of your sims feel better. I think it's hard to go back to playing without this pack once you've played with this pack. It's gonna release worldwide March 16th. You can get it on EA app for PC. You can get it on Origin if you're on Mac.
Bitiyor
You can get it on
galiba.
Xbox, on PlayStation. We're everywhere now. I think it's on Steam. It's on Epic Game Store. You can message me and be like, send me a copy. And I won't. I'll tell you where to get it. But I can point you to the right places. But and then the Infant update comes out 2 days before on March 14th. I think that's our stream for today. For everyone. That's for everyone on all those same platforms as well.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. there's even more than we got through. But
Hadi bay bay.
I think we did pretty well.
I think we did pretty good.
It has been.
Çok sıkıcıydınız ya. Nasıl bir Edit Pretty Well ya. Hiç güzel değildi.
For being the one controlling.
Yeto. Paket güzeldi de yayın sıkıcıydı yani. Çok uzattılar. Yeto. Yorulduk. Oy. Vallahi yoruldum. Yani benim de daha fazla şey vardır inşallah ama var olsaydı gösterirlermiş gibi geliyor. En azından bir kariyer falan olsaydı gösterirlerdi. Var olanların şeyindeydi işleri, girdikleri işler. O yüzden bir kariyer olacağını düşünmüyorum. Farklı sosyal şeyler getirmişler, eventler getirmişler. Abi ben bugün I did pretty well ya. Çok zordu, yoğundu iş yeri. Bir de onun üstüne geldim, yayın açtım. Artık böyle bir ara gözlerim gitti. Eşlik ettiğiniz için hepinize teşekkür ediyorum. Pakete bakmış olduk. Yakında zaten bu Game Changer'larda videolar çekmeye başlar. Ama onlarla ilgili çok bir video çekmeyeceğim şu anlık. Hani paket geldiğinde oyun oynarken falan birlikte öğreniriz. Yani oynarız. Oynayışa birazcık saklamak istiyorum. O yüzden birlikte izleyelim istedim. Bence de hemen gelsin oynayalım. 12 gün var şu anda. Yani bakalım göreceğiz. Discord'da olmayanlarınız varsa aranızda Discord'a gelebilirsiniz. Artık konuşun orada da birazcık ya. Aylarca Discord'u terk etmişimdir sonra ben. Konuşun azıcık orada da. Ben video atmayayım ama siz eski videoları izleyip her gün yorum atın. Şaka yapıyorum, video atacağım. Zaten düğünüme de az kaldı. Nedense evlendikten sonra video hayatımın daha düzenli olacağına inanıyorum. Çünkü Batuhan bu konuda hani yap et gibisinden konuşuyor ve hayalimiz var. Hani o bir oda böyle küçük odamız yayın bilgisayar odası gibi olacak. PlayStation falan oynayacağız. O zaman evlendikten sonra yayınlar onu da getiririm. İşte benim toksikliğimi. Beraber oyun oynuyoruz, ben toksiklik yapıyorum. Öyle işte. Dediğim gibi farklı paket fikirlerim var. Eğer herhangi bir sorunuz varsa ve buraya kadar izlediyseniz Sims'le alakalı merak ettiğiniz şeyler varsa, basit şeyler de olur. Onlarla ilgili kısa kısa videolar çekeceğim. Rehber 1, 2, 3, 4 gibi. Kullandığım modları da paylaşacağım. Muhtemelen paket geldikten sonra onlara güncelleme gelir. Hani 1-2 gün modlarda sıkıntı olabilir ama onlarla ilgili de bilgi vermiş olacağım. Paketi bekliyoruz. Bilmiyorum o zamana kadar o bahsettiğim uzaylı serisine başlar mıyım? Ama diğer videoları, videolarını, rehber videolarını çekeceğim. Çünkü onlarla birazcık kanalı toparlayayım ki bir seri videosu çektiğimizde izlensin. Çünkü ben izlenmediğinde onları çekmeyi bırakıyorum. O yüzden o seri videoların gelmesini istiyorsanız arkadaşlarınız atın ki ben onun izlenmesini göreyim derim. Ha bu sonra yükselir derim. Çekmeye devam ederim. Uzay serisi bence de akar ya. Güzel o. Onun videosunu şimdi gideceğim, onu izleyerek uyuyacağım. Bu ara bayağı çok yabancı sim içeriği tüketiyorum. Sürekli bugün de mesela İngilizce dinleye listening'imi güçlendiriyorum. İyi oluyor ama ya. Okul bittikten sonra çok fazla İngilizceyi kullanmıyorum. İş hayatında da kullanacak çok yer yok. Ya böyle Sims'le alakalı Tumblr'da falan Legacy'leri okuyorum. Ya da şimdi ne kadar yamuk. Neyse öyle işte. Eşlik ettiğiniz için teşekkür ediyorum. Kendinize çok çok iyi bakın. İyi geceler. Pazar günü olur diye düşünüyorum. Video atarım bir tane. Hoşçakalın. Bay bay.